3 seconds to play. Jesperson, a half-court heave. Good! It is good! It is good! He made the shot! He made the shot from the half-court line! Oh, baby! I love this team! Panthers win! Panthers win!
That's the play-by-play voice of the Panthers, Gary Rima. The 11 seed Northern Iowa in ultimate dramatic fashion on to the second round, where they will face the 3 seed Texas A&M Aggies. These games in the West region. Oklahoma a winner just minutes ago here in Oklahoma City. On to Anaheim in the Sweet 16. Northern Iowa or Texas A&M will join them there. With Jamie Maggio, Mike Jaminski, I'm Carter Blackburn. We have had some fun moments in Oklahoma City. Mr. Jesperson and Mr. Heald have provided them.
Well, Texas A&M is all 4-1 all-time against double-digit seeds, but Northern Iowa not playing like a double-digit seed right now.
No, the Panthers are dangerous in March again. They've already made one improbable Sweet 16 run, and they're trying to do it again. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for Northern Iowa, champs of the Missouri Valley Tournament. They did that as a 4 seed, so they have now won 13 of their last 14 games. They're trying to get to the round of 32 for the first time in 7 years. The veteran lineup with Cook, Jesperson, Bohannon, Washman, and Jeremy Morgan. So the 3 senior starters for Northern Iowa. And for Texas A&M, Tyler Davis, the talented freshman in the middle, joined by Anthony Collins, Jalen Jones, Alex Caruso, and Daniel House. Ben Jacobson, 10th season head coach for the Panthers. 1989 Mr. Basketball in North Dakota at Mayville Portland High School. And for the Aggies of Texas A&M, Billy Kennedy, the SEC Coach of the Year, who was an assistant at Texas A&M 90-91 under Kermit Davis. Now the head coach at Middle Tennessee, and a March hero already with the win over Michigan State. And speaking of March heroes, Paul Jesperson with one of the great shots in NCAA tournament history.
Well, and the thing was that this Northern Iowa team was struggling in January, and it's the same time that Jesperson was struggling to find his game. And as soon as he came out of it, they went on a tear, finishing the year 12-1, second best in the country over that stretch. So they really found themselves, and here we are, and just broke Texas' heart, and they will try to do the same thing to the Aggies.
Panthers did what the administrators in the Lone Star State have done. Kept the Aggies and the Longhorns from playing each other.
Yeah, that would have been an interesting matchup, interesting house had that come to be.
And Northern Iowa teamed it on January 26th. They were 10-11. Now quality wins, but they've been red hot since.
They're Ben Jacobson much more worried about this Aggie front line. They score in a better fashion than the Texas front line.
House misses his first look. Davis offensive rebound. Back into the freshman big man. He's blocked from behind by Morgan. Gets it back. He sticks with it.
Yeah, Tyler Davis has got huge upside. He's really polished for a freshman in the low box, and but they're going to have to run some double teams at him.
The Aggies 27 wins. They've tied the school record. Washman.
Ill-advised lob that time, and Washman's going to try to stay on the floor longer in the first half than he did on Friday. They're going to need him to be in the high 30s in minutes.
Aggies share the regular season title in the SEC with Kentucky. Their first since the 1986 Southwest Conference title under Shelby Metcalf. Alex Caruso, 5-0 start for Texas A&M.
You know, it's funny that Ben Jacobson said Caruso is one of the best guys he's seen on either end on film, and watching him, he's so impressed. Footwork, hands, everything about him.
We're already in a monitor review here. Brian Dorsey. I want to check whether that was a 2 or a 3 on the last shot. I mentioned the Aggies tying the school record. Their win over Green Bay first NCAA win since 2010. They're trying to go to the Sweet 16 for just the third time in school history. They did it in 1980 and 2007.
Looking to see if there was a flagrant on that play. Good to see if Tyler Davis had gotten his elbows up, and that was a little, couldn't see it on that replay.
There was no foul called, so they can't give,
right.
It's a common foul, but it can be a flagrant. Davis and Cook getting tangled up there, and again, they can't go back and say, hey, that's a foul on the floor, but they can still call it flagrant 1 or flagrant 2.
And I don't think it was, it certainly didn't look like it rose to a flagrant 2. But all the coaches for the Aggies have been talking to him. This is a freshman, his second NCAA game, and then a chance to go to the Sweet 16, so a little nerves.
They're a minute 13 in. Already a monitor review. So now our officials, Jamie Lucky, Brian Dorsey, Keith Kimball. Huddle will pass along the call when we get it. One more look.
I don't know if he looked like he was throwing it or not.
Keith Kimball over to explain to Mike. The result of the review.
It's just going to be a dead ball contact foul after the whistle.
So foul on Davis. It is a technical foul. Yeah, that was the technical foul. And again, generally during a live ball it would be a flagrant. During a dead ball it would be a technical. In general that's the case.
I thought it looked like the play was moving up the floor though, that it wasn't a dead ball.
Right. Must have been just as it was out of bounds, which is probably why the length of the review as well, to make sure that's dead ball technical foul rather than when the ball was put in play for live ball. And it is a personal foul. Davis. Here's Jesperson. Misses his first look. Daniel House, 20 and 26 minutes in the opening round win after 31 in the SEC Finals.
Washburn guarding him. I think he tried to work into the paint. He's got a big size advantage.
Instead, Caruso and 1. That's 4 straight for Alex Caruso and a chance to extend it.
Terrific driving. He knocks down a jump shot to start off with a 3 and then uses it to dribble to get to the rim.
Alex, a senior, lifelong Aggie. Grew up in College Station, A&M Consolidated High School. A senior who led the SEC. Finishes off the three-point play.
4 steals against Green Bay in the first game. 23 games plus 4 steals, led Division I.
Washburn resets it.
Well, they want to try to make Davis move, so they're letting Cook be a screener, getting out on the floor.
Step back, Morgan, long 2. Jeremy Morgan, 5 for 7 shooting in the first round game after he didn't hit a shot in last year's NCAA tournament.
It was 0 of 5 in 33 minutes in that game last year.
Panthers beat Wyoming. And they've made it to the round of 32 3 times in the last 7. Sweet 16 run in 2010 when they took out number 1 seed Kansas. Jalen Jones lost it out of bounds. Panther ball.
Yeah, really, Billy Kennedy told us they really want to try to pound the paint, especially early, take advantage of that size. And, you know, Northern Iowa, that would force them to play Carlson and Cook together, which isn't their best offensive lineup, but it gets some size out on the floor.
Cook, boarded by Jones. Now it's Collins, a senior from Houston, inside to Davis. Through traffic, Davis misses.
He said they've really been working on his conditioning. I think it's, you know, Cook's an advantage lighter, but he can beat him down the floor, which he did that time. Good run out.
Well, the 12th man is in the house for the Aggies, but the Panther fans are vocal too.
I think they're still a little worn out from the other night.
Jones misses the three. Bohannon has the board. Back into the hands of Washington.
I think Jalen Jones, you bail him, you bail Jesperson out if you don't put some pressure on him inside.
Corner again, Morgan, air ball. Collins, nifty ball handling. Graduate transfer from South Florida. Back into Davis again.
Morgan kind of half digging in, but it got the ball out of the post.
Collins, deep in the clock, travel.
Pretty sound defensive possession that time for UNI, and that's the effort they're going to need. It looks like right now they're not coming in with the full double team inside, but there you see the run out by Cook getting up the floor.
He's from Ashwaubenon, Wisconsin. Lambeau Field. Officially in Ashwaubenon.
We've got a guy in the stands who's seen that field a few times.
Yes, indeed. Nice tease, Mike. Washman, they're cutting Morgan underneath. 8 to shoot. Morgan reverses it. Low house. Aggies hang on to the lead in the basketball.
Yeah, that time Morgan just a little fumble on that shot. He could have gotten a layup inside.
Daniel House, shot fake, play on.
Yeah, good job that time. And Washington, let's see if he gets a little more aggressive offensively.
Jesperson. First made three of the game for the hero from Friday, Paul Jesperson.
Just looked up in the crowd, it's the UNI crowd, and he can run for mayor in Cedar Rapids right now.
Or Merrill, Wisconsin. 7 straight. Collins misses it. Loose ball. Foul called on Lowhouse. Now we know Paul Jesperson has the range. He hit it from the March Madness logo in midcourt the other night. And oh yeah, think he's having fun in the middle of the madness?
So when I rent a car, Enterprise will pick me up?
Yep, wherever you need us.
Perfect. Well, looks like my boyfriend's here.
Hi, I'm Rob from Enterprise.
Oh, that's right. Rob and I can't stay. Just wanted everyone to know so they could stop asking me about finding a nice boy. So let's go.
Yes, let's go. Yeah. Dear.
Always going the extra mile. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Sorry.
Happens more than you think.
Out on the town or in for the night, AT&T helps keep everyone connected. Right now at AT&T, buy the new Samsung Galaxy S7 and get one free. No matter how you hang out, share every minute of it. Buy one water-resistant Samsung Galaxy S7 and get one free. And right now, get up to $650 in credits per line to help you switch to AT&T.
Hey, TJ, staring contest, me and you, go. You're gonna flinch. Your eyes are hurting. You're about to break. Yeah, there it was.
Do you even have eyes behind those?
Hi, I'm Captain Obvious.
When I heard there was a race for president, I decided to run. And I'll be running all over America. So follow me on CaptainObviousRunsForPresident.com. Or don't. We live in a democracy.
Supported by Hotels.com. Every auto insurance policy has a number. But not every insurance company understands the life behind it. Those who have served our nation have earned the very best service in return. USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
Sure, we all picked a 12th seed to beat a 5th seed. And of course, some team is going to bust brackets all the way to the championship. But if you want to see a real Cinderella story, look right here. Southwest is having a sale. Fly for as little as $69 one way, and that's no fairy tale. Book now at southwest.com. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Greg Gumbel with an Allstate Good Hands update in St. Louis. The Syracuse Orange filed their ticket to the Sweet 16 with a 25-point win over Middle Tennessee. 23 points for Michael Abinadje. Carter let the celebration begin.
Thank you, Greg. It's so improbable that this Syracuse team is in the Sweet 16.
Well, especially Jim Boeheim, missing serving the suspension early, 9 games. They got off to a slow start, but maybe one of his better coaching jobs. 6 teams from the ACC now in the Sweet 16.
And one double-digit seed or another will be on to the Elite Eight. Six ACC teams, a record in the Sweet 16. Carlson misses. Caruso has the rebound, and Texas A&M 0 for its last 5. They've gone almost 4 minutes without points.
And it is early, but the Aggies are beating them on the boards right now.
House misses the 3. Low House rebound and a foul on Tavario Miller. Let's take a look at our tournament summary as we're headed towards the Sweet 16. Buddy Hield 36, most by a player in a tournament yet, and 29 of them were in the second half.
How many 20-point halves has he had this year? 9. Incredible. I think he had that chat with his coach saying, "Coach, let him go to work in the second half."
And how cool was the scene in between games as the Sooner fans chanting Buddy and this upperclassmen celebrating the big one. Jesperson 1 for 3 shooting in the game.
I was a little surprised the Oklahoma fans that are here haven't really chosen a team yet. They've been kind of quiet.
Jesperson commits the foul. A 5th-year senior from Merrill, Wisconsin, all-time leading scorer at Merrill High School. So he was a hero in Merrill, Wisconsin before he ever hit the half-court heave.
Well, yeah, and there was some film of him hitting a bomb like that in the state tournament in the semifinals, I believe it
was. Jones gets the first. Watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today.
Ben Jacobson forced, we talked about this might be a possibility, and both Cook and Carlson out there on the floor at the same time, trying to help them on the glass. It takes away a more of an offensive threat, but they've got to get on the glass.
Into Cook. Spins out into the hands of Miller.
It was his left hand, but still you have to finish at the rim.
Caruso has come to play. 8 already for Alex Caruso.
That's right at his average on the year, and we're only 7 minutes into this game.
8 of the Aggies' 12 from the senior. Went to A&M Consolidated High School in Aggieland. Back to the corner. Bohannon misses. Carlson with a stick back.
Well, what happened there, Jalen Jones gambled for a steal on the wing, got out of position and allowed him to get inside and pick up the miss. All or nothing play by Jalen Jones.
Jones throws it into the hands of Washman, and then Caruso fouls.
Caruso giving up the foul. He knew that was he knew he couldn't chase him down in a foot race. There's the look, and because Jones just out of shape, and Carlson right there to clean things up.
Northern Iowa from Cedar Falls, Iowa. They started 2-6 in the Missouri Valley Conference. In Raleigh, they beat Wichita State twice. They were a 4 seed in the Missouri Valley. Talk about tough turnaround. I mean, they beat Wichita State in overtime in the semis in St. Louis, and then came back and played Evansville and won it in buzzer beater fashion.
Yeah, so in many ways, Ben Jacobson was saying this was easier than that because they had a day in between to kind of get back up and focus in on the Aggies and get that scouting report in order.
O'Hannon off the curl draws the foul.
Think about that. I mean, two wins against Wichita State. They had 3 wins on the year against top 25 teams, so they're used to the big stage.
O'Hannon, the 5th-year senior from Marion, Iowa. Undefeated state title his senior year at Linn-Mar High School, like his older brother Jason. Your teams, your highlights, your scores, all in one place. Download Team Stream, the free app from Report now.
And you can see why Ben Jacobson trusts him. Bohannon's going to be the one taking the ball in bounds at the end of the game. He averaged 1 turnover over 52 minutes. That led the NCAA.
Wow. Jacobson, after the Sweet 16 run, signed a 10-year contract with the Panthers.
He may be in for the long haul there. I don't see, it's going to have to be a pretty enticing offer to get him out of that job. It may be just a lifestyle thing for him and his family for the rest of his career.
So a Bob McKillop-like run?
Yep, absolutely. John Kress down to college in Charleston a number of years ago. Why leave?
It's good life. He was an assistant for Northern Iowa from 01 to 06. The Missouri Valley tournament win, the 4th already in Ben Jacobson's career. That's second only to Dana Altman's tenure at Creighton. Altman now at Oregon. Creighton's now in the Big East. Ben Jacobson in Northern Iowa, one of the powers of the Missouri Valley.
And Bill Kennedy said that we see Trosham Morales a lot in this game. Let's see how they match up with the move, and now Jefferson back in the game. So maybe he can take advantage, but Morales better guarding outside.
Carlson misses. DJ Hogue off the bounce, right into the hands of Carlson. 3rd steal already by the Panthers.
Texas A&M, but both teams have gone cold. Texas A&M, 1 of their last 6. UNI, 2 of their last 9.
Jesperson, there's the second 3.
Well, I can't imagine that his confidence is going to be any higher than it is right now, and he's really giving this team a lift.
They asked him about the buzzer beater. He said it was beautiful.
Yep.
Davis fouled inside by Carlson.
Here.
Northern Iowa trying to make it back to the Sweet 16. Aggies and Panthers back and forth early.
Those who dare drive the world forward. Introducing the first ever Cadillac CT6.
You know, Viagra helps guys with erectile dysfunction get and keep an erection. Talk to your doctor about Viagra.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
What's the internet saying about the quesalupa?
Quesalupa for president? Make America cheesy.
Taste what the internet is raving about. The quesalupa from Taco Bell.
College basketball's grandest stage awaits. The championship game. We'll have it on TBS. The moments they talk about for a lifetime.
Brace yourself. The first ever GSF is here. With a 467 horsepower V8 engine, torque vectoring differential, and Brembo brakes. It's the next expression of F performance from Lexus.
Have you ever thought about trying eHarmony? Then we've got something exciting just for you. Our free communication weekend and extended days for St. Patrick's Day. We're giving away unprecedented access, including sending messages to matches who interest you. Now you can really experience eHarmony for free. It's the first step in finding that perfect person for you. Connect for free during this St. Patrick's Day weekend with special extended days.
Ask Paul Jesperson about what will go through his mind when this shot appears in one shining moment at the end of the tournament. He said, I'll probably be sitting there with Wes and Matt, his fellow seniors, and I'll think about how we never gave up on each other. Says so much about this team, this program. I promise I didn't embellish that a bit. That's actually what he said.
Yeah, and you look at the shot chart, and the dot in the lane is a layup that he missed. And then below the half-court line, that's the shot that was the game winner. Maybe if he'd made that layup, they wouldn't have needed the heroics.
6 points for Jesperson. A couple more made threes from shorter range than midcourt. Oh, wow. That's Buddy, Mom Jackie. And
this number 34 at the free throw line reminds me of the body type of another 34 that's sitting back in the studio.
The round mound is sitting around. And how about when Buddy was shown there, another round of applause here in the building when the OU fans woke up as soon as they saw.
You know, I don't even probably know if it hit him yet that this is his last game in the state of Oklahoma. You know, just so focused on that second half and then enjoying the win and the trip.
Well, dare I say he's going to be back in this arena in a different capacity at some point. This being the home of the NBA's Thunder.
Wouldn't it be poetic justice if he wound up playing here professionally as well? Not that they need it, but that would probably give a nice bump to ticket sales.
I don't think Billy Donovan will mind either.
And, the Aggies will switch up, and they're in a zone right now. They'll use multiple defenses.
Morgan puts the Panthers back on top.
We attack the zone, though, right below the free throw line in the middle.
José Morelos misses his first look, and then a foul on Tyler Davis. That's his second. At the 9:54 mark.
But with him out of the game, you take a hit offensively, but now this group may be better suited to defending Northern Iowa, a little bit smaller, a little bit quicker.
So DJ Hogue checks in for him, the teammates who won a state title at Plano West High School.
And Billy Kennedy was quick to say how important that is to the recruiting winners, people with experience playing in big games.
Well, also, I mean, they had only one guy on the roster who played in an NCAA tournament game prior to Fridays. Yeah, but they've been in pressure tournaments a lot. Washman draws a foul. That's on Collins.
And again, not a smart play, and just get a hand up on the jump shooter. But Washman's been really passive in this game early. That was only his second field goal attempt. Obviously, he's not going to get credit for it, but he really has not been looking for his offense.
He was the hero of Arch Madness, as they call it, the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. With the buzzer beater, 22 in the championship game against Evansville.
And with more time on the clock, you'd be guaranteed he's going to have the ball in his hands in that last play.
So the three seniors, Washburn had the buzzer beater. The Missouri Valley Tournament, Jesperson had one here. They said, yeah, Matt's turn next, Matt Bohannon. See if it works out. To shoot. Back into the hands of Jones. Takes the three. Panthers on the run again with a 3-point lead.
Missing score, and they're missing House out on the floor. He's 0 of 3 in this game. Has not scored a point.
Out of bounds, off the Panthers. Aggie basketball. Division I women's basketball tournament. Second round coverage continues today on ESPN, ESPN2, and Watch ESPN. Northern Iowa, their play-by-play voice, Gary Rima, calling Jake and the Giant Killers. 7 to shoot. House off the shot fake. Daniel House.
I tell you
Washburn got a piece.
Yeah, it's a real mismatch, and Washburn's giving away a lot of size, but he got a piece of it. He led the NCAA in block shots for guys under 6'1" and under. He got long arms and got that reach.
Panthers give it right back. Gilder in the open court. Gets fouled on the way to the hoop. Couldn't stick the bucket, but 2 shots coming for one of the freshmen, part of the top 10 recruiting class for the Aggies. That is.
And there's a lot of young talent on this team, so Aggie fans they're very hopeful for the future. Plus, they've got an excellent recruiting class coming in next year as well.
Gilder gets the first. Who's going to make the most shots? Who has more points in the second half? Play the Capital One NCAA Tournament Run Game on NCAA.com and on the March Madness Live app.
Well, at a scoring pace, I mean, this right now benefits Northern Iowa. Texas A&M used to putting a lot of points up on the board.
They average 76.
Yeah, if UNI can keep this game in the 60s, and maybe a couple possession game in the last 4 minutes, that's ideally where they'd like to be.
Carlson. Boarded by Crosha Morales. Crosha picks up the dribble.
Well, you want to drive him off that three-point line.
Collins. Nifty ball handling again, but he ends up turning it over.
Yeah, you never go up in the air as a shooter and try to make a pass.
Another chance for the Aggies to regain the lead. Jones got a reach-in foul. Northern Iowa by 1 in Oklahoma City.
"40 years ago, they thought it was impossible to brew a great-tasting light beer. So we got to brewing and told them to sip on this. The original light beer. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
4 is here.
For your retirement, you want to celebrate the little things because they're big to you. And that is why you invest. The best returns aren't just measured in dollars. TD Ameritrade.
Stop clicking around. Book direct at Hilton.com for the lowest price online. And start playing. Start relaxing. Start loving. Book direct at Hilton.com and start saving.
7-Eleven's new chicken sandwich. 100% white meat chicken. Barbecue honey mustard. Hey, how'd you here? Taste the awesomeness of our new chicken sandwich for only $1.99. 7-Eleven, awesomeness guaranteed.
It's time. We have to destroy him.
The night is here.
Rated PG-13.
Panthers lead it by 1 on the Aggies here in Oklahoma City. Let's check in with Jamie Maggio.
Carter, thank you so much. Well, UNI's famous alumni and Super Bowl winning quarterback Kurt Warner is an avid supporter of this basketball team, and he's a vocal one too. He's in frequent communication with several of the players, and I spoke to Kurt Warner. That's some video of him celebrating with the team after the win on Friday, but I spoke with Kurt, and I said, what do you say to these guys? And as we know, Kurt, had a bit of an underdog path to the NFL, and he said, you know what, I told this team to ignore perceptions. Perceptions are that small schools don't measure up. The reality is we can beat anyone in this country. Of course, they knocked off 6-seed Texas. Now they're facing 3-seed Texas A&M. He said people develop perceptions based on the name on the front, but what makes us special is the uniqueness and talent of each person whose name is on the back of this jersey. And this tournament has a great way of destroying perceptions and introducing reality. And we'll see how far this reality can go for the Panthers.
And it's a small, maybe a small school, but not a small program. Ben Jacobson. And I got to apologize for misspeaking earlier. It's Cedar Falls, not Cedar Rapids, so my apologies to everybody there. I should have known better. My roommate's from Clinton, Iowa. He's going to give me a hard time, so I apologize for that.
Morgan steps back. Now the Panthers. Well, when Ben Jacobson said sometimes they are sick of hearing it from the head coach. So he'll ask Kurt, hey, can you shoot this guy a message? Pick him up a little bit. So, wow. Yeah, Kurt texted me. I feel a little bit better about things.
Yeah, you can see how Wyatt Loha's playing that. They really kept that whole possession on the left side of the floor, and he was just sitting on his right hand, not letting him go that way.
Morgan, top 2 to put the Panthers up by 4.
And just no awareness in transition defense right there. Morgan goes in for an easy layup.
Jones, quick jack on the 3. Northern Iowa has its largest lead. And Morgan on the run again. Into the corner. Carlson steps in.
And that's what Billy Kennedy was afraid of. He said, we can't settle for early threes. This team has an advantage, a size advantage. They've got to try to get into the lane.
Carlson steals. Jones fouls at midcourt.
All right, inside our New York studios, Ernie Johnson, along with Clark Kellogg, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley, and obviously has some technical difficulties here on True TV in the midst of this Texas A&M Northern Iowa game, which is 23-19 Northern Iowa with the lead. Tell me what you've seen so far.
You've seen what Northern Iowa has done all season, Ernie. They defend at a high level, they get quality shots, and they make it tough for the opposing team to score. And Texas A&M, the good shots they have gotten, there haven't been a ton of them, haven't been able to knock them down.
Well, I'd say speed kills.
And Wes Washburn has a lot of it.
Washburn, man. Like honestly, forget it was one basketball play that wasn't even part of the game. It was a dead ball. He gets a steal, and they called it a violation, but he got from half court to basket in 2 dribbles.
Yeah.
Unbelievable speed on Washburn, man. He is the difference maker on that team for me.
Well, but you look at Texas A&M, they play the exact same way. I said Friday night, or maybe Thursday night when they, Friday night when they play, excuse me, they play as such an even keel. They're never going to overwhelm you. You go back and look at all their games, like they're so methodical. They're up 6, they're up 8, then they're up 10, but they can never blow you out. So you're always going to be in the game. And if Northern Iowa can just keep making it tougher on them on offense, but also if they're able to speed up and score a little bit more, they're going to be in this game the whole way.
Well, forget about being in it, Chuck, but what are you about to think about this? Texas A&M is going to have to fight back because they're down 25-19. Right. So they have the ability to catch you now because this is what's going on.
I do not believe they have that capabilities because there's a reason they call only go 55.
Okay.
They can't ram it up to 70.
But one of the things about Northern Iowa, they're fairly methodical as well. So even as they get a lead, they can still give you opportunities to come back if you're Texas A&M.
But I think they're more explosive. Their car go over 55. Texas A&M car will not
Both of those cars can go over 55.
Man, when I watch Texas A&M play all year, they're never going to overwhelm you.
No, they won't overwhelm you, but they can put it in the back. They score about 75 points.
But I'm just saying, like, if they get behind, I don't know if they have the capabilities. If they get down 8, 10 points, I don't know if they can come back.
So you believe that they get 75 points, but they never get 50 and a half?
No, they do not.
It's always 35
and 35.
That's what he believes. I'm just asking him. I want to be clear.
That's a good question, Kenny. Well done.
And let me take a second just if anybody's just tuning in and wondering what's going on. They've lost power in the truck, and so it's a 25-22 game, 2:24 to go in the first half, and that game being played in Oklahoma City here on True TV. So hopefully getting that back. And we apologize, obviously, for the loss of picture and coverage of that game late in the first half. Alex Caruso, 8 points for A&M in the first half.
And he's the guy who makes the difference. He's the stat sheet stuffer and the value utility guy for Texas A&M. And believe me, Chuck, they can come back from a deficit because they've got terrific players in Jalen Jones and Daniel House, and Caruso is a guy who sets them up nicely. And they're solid defensively. So this will be a low-scoring half, but I don't know if it'll stay a low-scoring game.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb. I say it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Okay.
It's going to be.
And you can be right.
With 3 minutes to go, it's going to be a 4-point game, and whoever makes the plays down the stretch.
Yeah, I think the one thing I do like about Northern Iowa, even though I think Texas A&M, to me, should advance if I had to start of the game, is the fact that they cannot be pressed. You know,
not with Washington.
They cannot be pressed. So if you're trying to come back, if they, now it's 25-22, so Texas A&M is, keeping it right in the realm. But if that lead ever gets up to 10 points and you need to press to get back in the game, you will be in trouble. So 25-22, comfortable score for you Texas A&M fans. Relax. You're in the building. You don't have to press. They're unpressable.
Meantime, Maryland is playing Hawaii right now, and it's a 48-41 game with the Terps on top, that game being played on TBS.
And that is the largest lead for the Terps. They've kind of methodically gotten this lead with a little bit of a spurt, but in the first half got to the free throw line a lot, and now they're going to try to play through Trimble and Suleiman and get that ball inside to Diamond Stone, who had 10 points in the first half.
And we said before the game, if Trimble and Suleiman have a good game, they were going to win because they have a dynamic backcourt, obviously. But the key, they've controlled the tempo of the game, and they won't be able to press those guys. That's what's going to probably hurt them in the long run. You're not going to press tremble.
And really kind of controlled Hawaii's offense with Thomas. Really, put them in a sort of a bottle, Maryland has done. And I think that was the difference. I think defensively, they were having a lot of trouble guarding the length in the first half. And then this half, they've kind of bottled that up with Thomas and Chauvin. Yankovic.
Maryland, meantime, has upped the lead now to double digits. They're up by 11 over the Bows from Hawaii. Meantime, hey, look at this. I hear it. I see it. That's all good. Let's go back to Oklahoma City for the last 2:22, Northern Iowa and Texas A&M.
Got you, see? See what I'm saying? He gets them. He got them a shot. Great play right there.
So we do have picture, and we do have sound, as you can hear.
We'll put our voices to
the announcers. That's all we need to complete what we need. So we'll take the last minute and 45 here of the first half.
Yeah, you see Jalen Jones picking up the rebound here. Caruso trying to get something early.
See, this is why I always think that this is what A&M at a disadvantage. Because I don't think they want to play fast. They want to play methodical. I mean, look, that's just their strength. They play great defense. They consistently offensively. But I don't think they want to run and gun with anybody.
Great chance to cut into that 6-point deficit, and then they turn the ball right back
Turn it over and give it to Wes Washburn, who's dynamic and explosive here with the basketball. And Northern Iowa doesn't have a problem just kind of milking the clock. Bohannon is dangerous.
Yeah, the one thing right now with the shot clock right down, when the ball's out of his hands, Washburn in the pick and roll, even though he doesn't do all of the scoring as we have a timeout going on, he doesn't do all of the scoring, but he does all of the playmaking. Doesn't mean he's the play taker.
A 1:01 to play in the first half. Back with more in 1 second.
America, let's take a break from politics this month.
Let's have a few Bud Lights and focus on what unites us all. 3 weeks of nonstop basketball.
Yeah! This country is unified in totally blowing off work that first Thursday. Enough attack ads and name calling. That was a foul, you jerk face!
Yes! For 1/12 of the year, these truly are the United States. No! No! No!
Yes! Eat it, Rogan! No! Eat it!
No! I don't like it!
Hey, searching for a great used car?
Yeah.
You got it. Just say, show me millions of used cars for sale at the all-new Carfax.com.
I don't want one that's had a big wreck.
Just say, show me cars with no accidents reported. Pretty cool.
I like it.
That's the power of Carfax. Find the cars you want, avoid the ones you don't. Plus, you get a free Carfax report with every listing. Start your used car search at Carfax.com.
Dove Men Plus Care, the strength test. Like leather, skin is stronger when it's hydrated. That's why Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash has a unique hydrating formula to leave skin healthier and stronger.
All day long, I saw bland boiled hot dogs. Bang! Burger King's got a good idea here. Flame grilled hot dogs here!
Introducing Grilled Dogs. Flame grilled to perfection and made with 100% beef. Get them now. Only Burger King.
I'm your phone. I'm alerting you your bracket's busted and I'm playing a little hide and seek.
Cold. Warmer. Warmer.
Boiling. If you've got cut rate car insurance, you could be picking up these charges yourself. So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem. Like me.
March is mayhem. Are you in good hands?
This season, I thought, what if I just make them think they saw something happen that they saw that I didn't see?
The Carbonaro Effect, all new Wednesday at 10 on True TV.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Hilton.com. DirecTV. And by Allstate.
Back here on True TV, and we're your studio guys from New York, Ernie Johnson, Clark Kellogg, Kenny the Jet Smith, Charles Barkley. Lost power in the truck for a while. Power is back. Still got some audio issues there, so we're taking you the rest of the way in the last minute of the first half.
This game in Oklahoma City?
With Northern Iowa leading Texas A&M 28-22. Yes, it is, as a matter of fact.
We got a girl from Oklahoma work for us, Sarah. She's an old country bumpkin. Of course, they don't have good TV there.
So out of line, I don't even...
Wait, Ernie, they go cow tipping. Cow tipping is not a sport.
Yes, that has nothing to do with March Madness. But
yes, it does.
Your point is...
Well taken.
Your point is acknowledged. No, I didn't say that.
Yeah,
acknowledged.
Yes.
It's not well taken.
In the meantime, Jeremy Morgan leading the way for
Clark.
Northern Iowa. He's at the foul line. He's got 12 points already.
Yeah, he's got 12 points, Clark, and 8 rebounds. He's been playing great basketball in the first half. Everyone says, "Oh, you're talking about Wes Washburn a lot, Kenny." Guy's only got 3 points, but he got 5 assists. So for me, in 18 minutes, he's occupied 13 points.
There you go.
In 18 minutes.
Well, Washburn's also the guy who hit the dramatic shot in the conference tournament, got the crazy bounce for the three-pointer that went and got him into the tournament, and then of course beating Texas in their opener when Paul Jesperson hit the shot from half court.
A lot of people don't even realize this. I got it in my notes. They beat North Carolina and Iowa State, two of the teams that are still alive in this tournament early in the preseason.
Oh, I have that in my notes already. They beat North Carolina. It was
big possession here for Texas A&M. They've got 8 turnovers and just 6 made field goals. Continue to struggle.
Oh, I thought before they could come back.
They can, but they can't. They got to make some shots.
Yeah, and
last shot time here for Northern Iowa guys.
Great. And I thought on that last possession, Alex Caruso, who was open, who's been shooting the basketball really well, would have gotten it. They didn't look for it. But this guy, you're not going to stay in front of him. So you just got to be able to help him recover. This is help him recover defense because you can't stay in front of this guy.
And that is Washburn who knocks it down. And Northern Iowa pouring it on. Closing ticks of the first half. And DJ Hogg.
And as I told you, it's going to be difficult for them to come back 10 points the way they play.
32-22, Northern Iowa with the halftime lead. Ben Jacobson's guys beat Wyoming last year, then lost to Louisville. 20 minutes away from the Sweet 16. We'll be back.
The jungle is no longer safe for you. I want him dead. Only man can protect you now.
How many lives is a man cub worth?
This is my home!
The Jungle Book, rated PG in 3D and IMAX 3D.
You see, you wouldn't ask why the roads that grew from the concrete had damaged petals. On the contrary, we would all celebrate its tenacity. Well, we are the roses. These are my damaged petals. Don't ask me why. Ask me how.
According to Kelley Blue Book, Subaru has the highest resale value of... Again, you might find that comforting. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Exciting game so far, Chuck.
Oh, yes, the name's Walter. That's okay. Ask me anything about basketball. I know all there is.
Nash sets up a three.
He'll make it. I know he will.
Oh, he bricks it.
See? I told you he was going to miss it.
This game is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, everybody knows that. Hey, tell them how the slam dunk originated at a donut shop in Albuquerque. I think.
Geico. See how much you could save.
Hi, Coach. My dog is always running around on my lawn. Is there a particular seed that stands up to traffic?
What kind of dog is it? A bulldog?
No.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
Because there are all kinds of bulldogs. You got your English bulldogs, your French bulldogs.
Yeah, Coach, it's not a bulldog.
Your Victorian bulldogs, your red tiger bulldogs.
To get more personalized lawn care advice, go to Lowe's.com/lawn care.
Ernie Johnson in New York, AT&T at the half comes your way next. Highlights on a day in which Sweet 16 spots are being handed out. We'll be back.
Ah, greetings, neighbor. Neighbor boy.
Yeah, so we're just bringing your son home. He really loves our wireless DirecTV receiver.
He should know better. We're settlers. We settle for cable. But let us repay you for your troubles. Fresh milk for the journey home?
We live right there.
Salted meats?
No, thank you.
Hats, then.
Don't be a settler. Get a $100 reward card when you switch to DirecTV.
So, where are you guys?
Using the built-in Wi-Fi in Tina's new Buick.
Wow, that doesn't look like a Buick.
Okay, who wants smoothies?
Is that passion fruit Jeremy?
Yes, with beep on.
I'll take a passion fruit. Anybody else?
During the Buick March Madness event, get a sweet 16% below MSRP on select Buick vehicles in stock. That's over $8,400 below MSRP on this 2016 Enclave.
What is True TV? I don't know. It's not that hard. It's a TV network. It says it right there. True TV. It's a TV network that focuses on true things.
No, not really.
It's all true. If it's on this network, it is true. It's not a fiction. Everything on this network is true. And if it's not true, you're actually legally entitled to sue the network.
Please don't say that.
You could sue. True's owned by Turner, so you could just go right for the top and be like, it wasn't true, and you said it was true. $1 million, please.
No. Cut.
There are countless, not very smart things we do with our car. But with TireRack.com, at least you know you got your tires right. Use Tire Rack's test results, consumer reviews, and comparison tools to find the right tires for you and your car. Then have them shipped and installed fast.
Want to go for a bike ride?
TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install. Smarter.
We're on a mission to take our view to the next level. To take the right amount of power and precision and turn our vision into reality. With Kubota's full line of quality-built zero-turn mowers, we tackle routine mowing and other landscaping projects in less time. We are Kubota. This is what we do.
AT&T at the half is presented by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Halftime, Northern Iowa and Texas A&M. UNI, the Panthers up by 10, 32-22. Hey, everybody, welcome back to our New York studios. AT&T at the half, Ernie Johnson, Clark Kellogg, Kenny the Jet Smith, Charles Barkley. Again, we apologize for the technical issues late in the first half out there in Oklahoma City. Lost power in the truck, restored some of it. Still working on it, I guess, but this is a halftime show, so this is going exactly as it should. But things are not going exactly as they should for Texas A&M.
They certainly aren't, and a big reason for that is the play of Jeremy Morgan. He's been terrific. In addition to 12 points, he's also had 8 rebounds, a couple of steals and blocks as well. Stuffing the stat sheet is what we like to say, working in the middle of the defense of the Aggies there and gets a nice look. Poised, controlled, wow, shot opportunity, deep range, he shows you there. And then running the lane.
Good pass.
Excellent pass, Kenny, you're right. And Morgan off to a great start. And I tell you what, Northern Iowa, even though they didn't shoot it well, efficient offensively, 7 assists on 10 made field goals, and have this game exactly where they'd like it to be. A defensive, half-court oriented game where they capitalized on a few fast break opportunities.
Well, they both technically want to play the same way. Only problem for Texas A&M, Northern Iowa plays basically, they play a small lineup. So Texas A&M not going to be able to take advantage of their size down low, their physicality. So the problem they got is if you're down 10 at halftime, it can get away very quickly because they want to play their style. Physical, be aggressive and great defensively. But when you're down 10, 12, 16 points, you have to change your entire game plan. And I don't think they would be comfortable playing smaller.
I don't know if they're out of the realm of it yet with Texas A&M. I think 10 is a manageable number because you put that down 2 shots, you're basically in a 4-point game. Not unmanageable. But I've learned a long time, especially being at the higher level in the NBA, it's hard to guard the unguardable and press the unpressable. And I think UNI is unpressable with their backcourt and their ability to make shots and finish on the other end. So they need to keep it manageable to, as Chuck says, plug away.
Texas A&M, the only SEC team left in the field and down by 10 at the half to UNI. Meantime, Wisconsin and Xavier going at it. The Musketeers, the number 2 seed, with the Badgers start.
Very good start. Vito Brown off a nice pass, knocks down the 3. 5-zip Wisconsin, and then Miles Davis for Xavier. Catch and shoot from deep. Edmund Summer, redshirt freshman, going to work in transition, but not a lot of that happening thus far for Xavier, Ernie, although they have trimmed what was a 9-point deficit to 3 now.
I'm not going to panic yet.
17-14 to count, that game being played on TNT. Back with more AT&T at the half after this.
Ever since Jim signed up for Lowe's personalized lawn care plan, I've been up on my hind legs trying to get a better view of his grass. It's so beautiful. Oh, cramp, cramp. My tiny unicorn legs can't take it.
Now get 20% off Pennington Smart Seed at Lowe's.
Grump, what you doing?
Hey, little voice in my stomach. Just working on my brackets.
We need all natural Alberto beef jerky. Who do you have at the top of your bracket?
Men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Alberto beef jerky. You get out what you put in.
It was happening so fast. Somehow it felt like everything was moving in slow motion. If I didn't react, things could have got messy in a hurry. I mean, I just got that sweet ride with a great rate for Navy Federal. I was not about to let anything happen to her. Just looking out for my wingman. Still in training.
Open to the armed forces, the DoD, and their families. Navy Federal Credit Union.
It takes more than sleek lines and aggressive styling to attract some drivers. 328 horsepower that handles like this certainly qualifies as more. The 2015 Q50 from Infiniti.
I coined my definition of success in 1934. My definition of success is peace of mind attained only through self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable. It's like reputation and character. Reputation is what others perceive you to be. Character is what you are.
This year, I'm taking an unlimited approach to NCAA March Madness. More streams, more screens. With unlimited data from AT&T, I can keep up with all the action. Just because a game takes a break doesn't mean fans do. Picks the show and plays the share. You know when we stop talking about basketball? Never. So keep the madness marching with scores, stats, highlights, sound bites, top plays.
Get unlimited data from AT&T, proud partner of NCAA March Madness.
Dogs, underdogs.
Maryland led by just 1 at halftime, but they've extended the lead against Hawaii.
They have a nice little surge. Good move in there by Rashid Suleiman, but Hawaii staying tight. Aaron Valdez get that pass from Bobbitt, but here come the Terps. Suleiman, coast to coast, rack to rack.
And one.
Hoop +1, you're right, Kenny. And then Suleiman, lob pass to Diamond Stone running the floor, and this is where Maryland created some separation, finally got a 3-point shot to go, +12 for the Terps.
Terps by a dozen. That game on TBS.
Sure, we all 12th seed to beat a 5th seed. And of course, some team is going to bust brackets all the way to the championship. But if you want to see a real Cinderella story, look right here. Southwest is having a sale. Fly for as little as $69 one way, and that's no fairy tale. Book now at southwest.com. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Why am I a fan of Applebee's fan favorites bourbon street chicken and shrimp? It's so smoky and mysterious. Then that Cajun spice. I almost forgot I could feel this way.
She used to talk about me like that.
Everyone's a fan with Applebee's 2 for $20 fan favorites.
The work we do in here is for the work you do out there. The tools we make today are the tools your kids will fight over someday. Channel Lock, fiercely made in Meadville, Pennsylvania, USA.
Welcome back to the Mitsubishi Outlander Sport Network, everybody. We've got 20 minutes till sundown. Will they make it? This might be a good time for all-wheel control. There's the decision. Off-road we go. With a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty and a 2.4-liter engine, they're powering into that final stretch. What a finish with time to spare. The new 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Make your drive a sport.
Come in now and get 0% APR for 72 months.
NCAA March Madness is here, and it's all on March Madness Live. 68 teams on one quest.
You want to go to the national championship? It starts today.
The NCAA tournament. What else can you say? Drama and excitement decided by one shot.
R.J. Hunter for three.
Follow the quest wherever you are, all the way through the championship game.
The kind of moments they talk about for a lifetime.
Watch every game live with March Madness Live, available on Fire tablets.
There are those who teach and inspire, but these are
I could kill a kid and not get fired.
those who can.
Educators, mount up!
I said I want a literacy campaign. This is encouraging kids not to read.
Well, I'm going to encourage you not to mumble.
Immediately following the game, check out True TV's newest comedy, Those Who Can't. Coming up next.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for their private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, description, or accounts of the game without the NCAA's consent is prohibited.
In New York, 32-22 is the halftime lead. UNI over Texas A&M. Aggies just 6 for 27 in the first half.
Well, to me, they're always stagnant offensively. They, like I say, and I hate to be redundant, they always play methodical, just try to wear you down. I don't know if that's going to work tonight.
You know what? Everything is fixed in Oklahoma City, and we'll take you there right after this.
AT&T at the Half is presented by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Hey, honey. You remember to lock the Buick, right?
Of course I do. I'll never forget that. The Buick Remote Link app, now available in every Buick.
You closed all the apartment windows, too.
Come on. Really?
You're the best.
You could spend your dollar on this, or you can spend it on this, or this, or any of these 10 delicious items on Taco Bell's new Dollar Morning Value menu. It's not even fair.
Captain Obvious, why are you running for president?
Because it's a lot faster than walking for president.
Captain Obvious, no.
Have you found a running mate? I think I just did.
No, you didn't.
This press conference is over.
That's the wrong way, sir.
Supported by Hotels.com.
Educators, mount up!
Immediately following the game, check out True TV's newest comedy, Those Who Can't. Coming up next.
New gear. You need it? We've got it. Save big on the gear you need at Bass Pro Shop's Spring in the Savings Sale. Plus, check out 2016 boats at 2015 prices, including the 2016 Tracker Pro Team 175 TXW for the same price as 2014.
Hey there, can I help you with anything?
Hey, Siri, what's AT&T's latest offer?
Oh, I don't think that Siri
right now. Switch to AT&T for an iPhone and get one free.
Wow, is that right?
Yeah, it's basic.
Yes, that is the current offer from AT&T.
Okay, Siri, you don't know everything.
Well, I know you asked me to call you the AT&T hostess with the most...
Okay, shut her down. Turn it off.
Right now, buy an iPhone and get another one free when you add a second line.
It's almost like you never played basketball before.
Those 3-footers are tough.
Dag-nabbit.
Hey, we're sorry. We got a Hall of Fame up here, can't make a basket. Well, at least you're still good at getting rebounds, Chuck. He scores!
That's what you should have done at first.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by 7-Eleven, Buick, Taco Bell, and by Northwestern Mutual.
We are back in Oklahoma City. The halftime score, Northern Iowa 32, Texas A&M 22. Second round action in the West region. With Jamie Maggio, Mike Jaminski, I'm Carter Blackburn. In the first half, our production truck lost power, so we apologize for losing coverage in the first half. While you were away, Northern Iowa extended to a double-digit lead as the Aggies ice-cold shooting.
And they just fell into UNI's hands, really, taking 13 threes. They got outscored in the paint, and that was one thing Billy Kennedy was worried about, was, just settling for the jump shot, and that's exactly what they did, and that's why they find themselves in the deficit where they are. Texas A&M won
For its last 15 shooting. It's the second lowest scoring half of the year for Texas A&M. They had 19 in a loss at Arizona State. So let's take a look at our Buick halftime stats, which are not good for Texas A&M.
Well, and the good news for Northern Iowa is they matched Texas A&M on the glass 21-21. Look at that 7-1 assist. I mean, when you're shooting the way that Texas A&M is, they start off 3 of 5, then they went 3 for 22 to finish the half.
And moments ago, Jamie spoke with A&M head coach Billy Kennedy.
Coach, what do you need to do to get the offense going here in the second half?
Well, when Tyler went out of the game, we took a lot of perimeter shots, and we missed some good shots and we took some bad shots. So hopefully we can get the ball moving and make him a primary target for us.
And your thoughts on your defensive play so far?
I thought our defense was good. They made some shots, and we didn't make shots. We've got to make shots in the tournament play.
How about Jeremy Morgan for the Panthers? How can you slow him down?
Well, he's the one guy we were going to help off of, and he hit 2 threes, and we've got to be more up on him.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck.
Morgan, 14 points, 8 rebounds in the first half for the Panthers. So Texas A&M, for just the 7th time this year, they trail at the half.
Yeah, and Daniel House, 11 points. That's half of their offense so far. But I think, again, they have to start getting first touches and working inside and out.
Northern Iowa, the winner over Texas on Friday night in ultimate dramatic fashion. The buzzer beater from Paul Jesperson. Bohannon fails a 3 to extend the lead to 13. Largest of the game for either team.
Yeah, but now what happens, and as UNI is making shots, especially threes, then Texas A&M could get pulled back into that same mistake. I don't know why House isn't inside working on Washington. He's got such a size advantage.
It's a 17-3 run. Another missed 3 for the Aggies. Davis finally in the paint.
Right place, right time, but they needed that lift. It was something that they hadn't been doing. Second chance opportunities off missed shots.
Davis played only 6 minutes in the first half because of foul trouble.
It's only the 4th offensive rebound of the game.
Collins fouls Morgan.
Well, this freshman is really talented, and he's worked on his body, worked on his conditioning, but you see he's got some lift inside.
Last year's Texas State Player of the Year at Plano West High School, leading him to the title.
Billy Kennedy talked about the fact of coming in and just recruiting the state of Texas and all the talent that's there on the high school level.
Aggies didn't spend long in the locker room.
I think what he had to say was fairly brief and challenging his team to come back out. And Morgan had a terrific first half, 14 points. When he scores 15 points, they're 9-3.
A rare turnover and a bad pass from Alex Caruso, and his head coach Billy Kennedy just saying, settle down.
The body language, the guys are chirping at one another. It just doesn't look good right now. They look completely out of sync.
Aggies blowout winner over Green Bay. First NCAA win since 2010. Eight to shoot. Washburn to a wide open Bennett Cook.
You know, he has not been looking for his shot, Carter, but 5 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds for him. Doing it all on the floor.
Collins for 3. Fight for the rebound, won by Jones and the Aggies. And a foul on Jesperson, his third.
Yeah, Jesperson with a foul, but a little screen and roll action gets him, and he's a left-handed player, so going right, but 3 Aggies around him, and somebody has to be open. There were a number of players, and Cook gets the flush.
Back to Caruso at the top. And another turnover. That's back-to-back turnovers by Alex Caruso. Who's better than 2-to-1 assist to turnovers on the year.
And right now, that's the 10th turnover for the Aggies in the game. And it's one thing, Northern Iowa, they do not turn the ball over. They really take care of it. 5 so far. They give themselves a chance on every possession.
4 turnovers for Alex Caruso. Foot, offensive board, but a charge. Caruso draws the charge underneath.
Yeah, he kind of buried his shoulder on that play, but still getting a hand from his teammates. He was amongst 4 white jerseys, and he came up with it, and here's the bump right there. Good call. Probably would have been better served with all the bodies around him to just kick it back out and restart the possession.
Northern Iowa trying to make it to the Sweet 16 for the second time. They did in 2010. Another missed 3. Hook. Turn around with the hook. Panthers by 15.
Wow, that's the lowest scoring half Texas A&M had in the season is 19 points at Arizona State. And they wound up losing that game, so the 22 points they put up in the first half does not bode well.
And just 2 in the second half. Almost 4 minutes in, 3.5 minutes in. An Aggie team who shared the SEC regular season title with Kentucky. House bumped before the shot. Shot doesn't count, it was on the floor.
A good call, the good screen right there. There's the foul, and there's the other step. He had not gone into his shooting motion yet. But this Aggie crowd just, dying for something to hang on to, a dunk, an exciting play. They need to get something out on the open floor. And even their defense has been lackluster to this point.
Caruso to the hoop. Alex Caruso trying to get back into it. That's half of A&M's points from Alex Caruso. Here comes the 12th man.
And they're right now, the Panthers not afraid to run some clock.
Bohannon deep three.
Yeah, that was not one of their better offensive possessions. A lot of really stagnant out on the floor.
Back to Jones. Leaning in on Jesperson. Had to back away with 3 fouls.
I know it'll seem slower, but they've had what success they've had attacking the rim.
4 straight to get it to 11. Morgan, wild shot, and then Cook goes to foul. A hullabaloo. The Aggies trying to get back in it.
You live for March. That's why AT&T's network lets you stream the action all month long, when and where you need it.
Setting screens and opening up the offense. The senior has finally stepped up.
So you feel like you're part of the game. From just about anywhere.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
This is your network, the network of AT&T.
Own the detour. Own the view. Own the scenic route. The Own the Adventure sales event is happening now. Land Rover, above and beyond.
7-Eleven steak and cheese melt. USDA choice steak. Signature peppercorn salt. You know we can see you.
No, you can't.
Taste the awesomeness of our steak and cheese melt for only $3.49. 7-Eleven, awesomeness guaranteed.
Jimmy will wear 2 jackets no matter the place or the heat. To keep his style dry, he uses a new axe which activates with body heat.
Financial companies often speak about where they think you want to go, but do you actually know where you are right now? At Northwestern Mutual, we show you the whole picture, where you've been, where you are, where you want to go. And then we create a plan that connects the dots along the way. Our approach helps grow your wealth with investments while protecting what you've already built with insurance, so you can enjoy everything between here and there. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
Blowing his top, fire in his eyes, and smoke from his head. You gotta be real cool to hear the words he said. He did
Choose your favorite player on the court or for your taste with Coca-Cola and the NCAA tournament.
Well, it has been a nightmarish shooting effort for Texas A&M. Carter, 9 of 33 in this game, and they've had some point-blank opportunities that they've missed. They've missed from 3. They've missed from just about everywhere you can think they could miss from. Half of their shots have been threes. They are 2 of 16 from 3, 7 of 17 from inside the arc. And Daniel House, one of their leading scorers, 0 of 9 in the game, 0 for 3 from 3.
Other than Caruso, the Aggies have 4 made shots in the game. Make it 5 as Davis gets the tip in.
And I think that Billy Kennedy, that last time out, just selling his team. They were down 11 at the time with that made basket. They're as bad as all those statistics are, only down 9.
Panthers nearly turn it over. Seven to shoot. Waspin pulls up for long 2. Looked like Collins got away with a little tap.
It's also, well, Washington isn't complaining about it, but that was an ill-advised shot, and it's tough if you're a lefty and you're going right and you go up for your shot, you bring the ball right back into the defender, and Collins did a nice job getting a hand up on that.
Here's House. On to Collins. Into the paint. Collins, wild layup, won't go. Fight for the loose ball. That's a tie-up. It'll keep it with the Aggies.
That's just a lot of dribbling around by Collins. They're very fortunate that they were able to retain possession. Davis getting on the offensive glass. Carlson coming right into your living room.
And looks like Jamie Lucky's going to head to the monitor. We'll let you know when we know what they're looking at. So a almost season low, 22 points in the first half.
Yeah, so it's not going to be another jump ball. We're leaving 14 seconds on the.
No change, no reset of the shot clock. 14 to shoot here for the Aggies. After the tie-up, possession arrow to Texas A&M. Nine to shoot. Caruso attacks. Alex Caruso. Big time for the senior from Aggie Land.
No question. And he's the only one who looks to be really aggressive. I mean, Davis is down there in the paint, but he's been able to get to the rim whenever he wants.
8 straight for the Aggies. Carlson tries a 3.
And all of a sudden now it's the Panthers who have gone cold.
15 points, 5 rebounds for Caruso. Finds Collins. Aggies are right back in it. 4-point game.
And finally a little energy and life for the Aggies out on the floor on the defensive end.
That's blocked. Collins trying to draw the charge on Washburn. Panthers led by 15. Since then, 11 straight for the Aggies.
And that's 3 for Collins right now. So if I'm Washburn, I'm going to be super aggressive and try to drive at him.
Staying out there for now, Collins.
Well, they were debating Rick Stansbury and Bill Kennedy whether to make a change, and they decided to, but not enough time to get Gilder in the game.
House steals it away, out of bounds, Panther ball, and that will allow Collins to get out and Gilder to come in.
Yeah, this one just more lively and almost coming up with trying to sell the referee on the call.
Northern Iowa, who's won 13 of its last 14 games. Morgan down the baseline, over the 6'10" shot blocker, Tyler Davis.
It's been Morgan and Caruso who've been the real offense for either of these teams.
16 for Morgan, 15 for Caruso. Foul on the floor. Five team fouls now on the Panthers. That one's on Carlson first.
2 more fouls, and A&M is going to be shooting free throws for the rest of the game.
Caruso fouled again. So 6 now on the Panthers.
That's going to be on Wyatt Lohaus. And all of a sudden, foul trouble starting to build up for UNI. 3 guys with 3 personal fouls.
Alex Caruso, talking about growing up in College Station. That's because his dad, Mike, associate AD, played for Eddie Sutton at Creighton, now associate AD.
We asked him yesterday, he was a ball boy when he was growing up. And he said, well, how about what are the ball boys like today? And he says, they don't make them like they used to.
And then he went into a critique of all the things that he would do extra as a ball boy. He said, hey, I don't want to hate on our ball boys, but a little hustle.
Now it's just the managers that are rebounding. So parents should be proud of the game their son's playing right now.
Alex, sports management major. Might go into athletic administration as well. And by the way, Mike Caruso has done the games on the radio with Dave South for years, but this year said, you know what? I just want to sit in the stands and watch my son's senior year.
Yeah, what a great. Maybe it's just a sabbatical. Maybe he comes back.
Ten to shoot. Washburn. Tough 2. Out of bounds off the Aggies. Panthers keep it. So it was a 15-point edge for Northern Iowa. The Aggies have whittled it to 5. Something to whoop about for the Aggies.
Meet the Hoopers, the all-star family. With a good neighbor right next door, assisting them with life and so much more. It's the Hoopers.
When you hail from Milwaukee, Beertown, USA, these are your celebrities. And this is your Hollywood sign. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
For small business owners, it's not just about being good at what you do. Everything your customer sees tells a story. Carly caters fabulous food. And it's all about presentation. It's all about the look. That's the role that I can play, helping her build her brand. She's young, ambitious. She's, me, 15 years younger.
From printing to packing, shipping to marketing, together, there's nothing we can't solve. Go to a UPS store today to see how.
I think I want a new nickname. And what's wrong with Sir Charles? I don't know, but I need something fresh.
What about Slam Chunk? Alley Whoops?
March Sadness?
No.
Full Court Mess?
Number 34 with fries.
Oh, the round mound of sit around. You know what? I'm good. Well, what you want to call yourself, Chuck? What about Chuckalicious? Guys on the road, man.
Dad, you could just drop right here.
No, I'll take you up to the front of the school. It's where your friends are.
Seriously, it's really fine.
You don't want to be seen with your dad?
No.
This about a boy?
Dad, stop, please.
Oh, there's Tracy.
What? Bye, Dad.
It brakes when you don't. Forward collision warning and autonomous emergency braking available on the newly redesigned Passat from Volkswagen.
That's another from three-point land. What an incredible shot right there.
Alexa, ask Domino's for my easy order.
Ordering Domino's.
Smitty, you haven't moved. Psh. Alexa, ask Fitbit how many steps I've taken today.
You have taken 7 steps.
She rounds down.
The Sweet 16 begins Thursday with the Infinity NCAA tip-off on TBS at 6 p.m., followed by doubleheaders on CBS and TBS. Northern Iowa trying to join Gonzaga and Syracuse as double-digit seeds to advance to 16.
Carter, we talk about assist to field goal a lot, and UNI really running their offense well. 11 assists to 15 made field goals. Watchman has 8, but Texas A&M only 2 assists on the game, 12 made field goals. About one-on-one, and it's mostly because Caruso has had to do a lot of the drive, creating the offense by himself.
Shot. Carlson, that's a play on. Lay up out of the timeout.
Coach Morales trying to buy a foul that time. Good no call.
6 buckets for Caruso, 6 for the rest of the Aggies. Number 23, Danuel House. Still none. That's a travel. And this is kind of indicative of Danuel House's up and down season. Red hot against Kentucky at 32 in the SEC final. Then 20 points in the first round. And nothing so far tonight.
And they became the 4th Aggie to have plus 20 first NCAA game. So a good game on Friday. He's trying to attack the rim that time.
Carlson took a long look at the 3 and he liked it.
6th of the game now with the Panthers.
Jones steps through.
Yeah, good post. I mean, UNI isn't going to do anything fancy. I mean, they're just going to play basic man-to-man. They're very rarely zone at all. There may come a time in this game where they have to double in the post.
Washburn gets another screen. Finds Carlson again.
Coach out on him now.
Carlson tries to take it to the floor, and that's 5 straight for Clint Carlson.
That last 3 set up that drive, and you've got to try to sit on that left hand and make him go right.
Gilder, step back. A freshman in the game because of the foul trouble on Collins. Texas A&M trying to make it to the Sweet 16 for just the 3rd time. Collins is coming back in the game with the next dead ball. Carlson again!
How is it that it's always somebody different on this team who steps up at different times? It's not one, aside Washburn is a go-to guy, but this is Carlson now. He's just in one of those zones, and you just keep going to him. Hit a 3 before this shot, then gets into the drive. Everything out. They're playing 5 outside, so there are a ton of driving lanes, and then hits another 3.
His high school, the Waverly Shell Rock High School Go Hawks.
Ben Jacobs, his facial demeanor never changes, and says the ultimate faith in this team. It's amazing to me how the different guys, whether it's Jesperson or Washburn or Bohannon, all do step up at different times during the game.
Caruso misses the front end. Saw the note. Carlson scored the last 10 for Northern Iowa.
It looked like the Aggies were fighting their way back into this game, and then all of a sudden that little burst.
Against the zone, offensive foul.
And Washburn. I think he tried to screen the back of the zone, and they called him for a illegal screen.
Jamie Lucky spotted that one. No foul trouble in this one for Washburn. That's just his 2nd.
Remember, to Friday, he spent a lot of time in the first half on the bench and then some in the second.
Into Davis in the post. Aggie starting to play through the big freshman.
Lohaus tried to get down there to double team, but Davis caught it way too deep in the post for that to be effective. I think if they're going to double him, they have to double with the big. I mean, he didn't even see Wyatt Lohaus.
Morgan, deep in the clock. Now Morgan wants to be the hero for the Panthers.
That's amazing, too, that every time somebody hits a 3, they'll look over to where the UNI faithful are. Give them a little salute.
Panthers led by as many as 15. They take it away from Davis. Carlson got a hand on it, and Morgan the steal.
Yeah, nice time. Nobody communicated with Davis, and Carlson able to sneak in from behind and get the rip.
The Aggies make a push, but now Northern Iowa made their last 5.
And a little bit of a gamble here at Texas A&M going zone against the team that's knocking down 3s.
Into the corner, Lohaus. Foul
And again, Carlson is the only Panther on the offensive glass.
Kurt Warner ready to do a little more dancing with the Panthers.
Hey, TJ, staring contest. Me and you. Go. You're going to flinch. Your eyes are hurting. You're about to break. Ah, there it was.
Do you even have eyes behind those? On April 15th.
Voila alert!
It's all going down.
It's like love and hip-hop reunion in here.
At Calvin's.
Hey! Let me line that unibrow up. Nobody's touching my unibrow.
Barbershop. Rated PG-13.
Didn't I tell you to decorate their Buick?
You did, but that's not a Buick.
Yes, it is.
Oh. Buick makes a convertible.
So, which car did you decorate?
Uh-oh.
What you doing? Hey, little voice in my stomach. Just working on my brackets.
We need all natural Alberto beef jerky. Who do you have at the top of your bracket?
Men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Alberto beef jerky. You get out what you put in.
The NBA on TNT hosts a Western Conference showdown as the Thunder battle the Rockets and the Grizzlies take on Kobe and the Lakers. Tuesday at 8, presented by State Farm on TNT.
Press the trauma unit 5. What do we got?
BP 64 over 40.
2 units of O9. Multiple foreign objects in the body.
Scissors.
If you're the guy from the operation game, you get operated on. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Shape the best sleep of your life. Sleep Number beds with Sleep IQ technology adjust any way you want it. The bed that you only at a Sleep Number store.
Now clap your hands.
Northern Iowa trying to make it back to the Sweet 16 for the first time since their 2010 run. Caruso's 16 points for the Aggies, tying a season high. And the Aggies have done better in the second half, but they may have dug themselves too big a hole.
Yeah, they're 9 of 14, 64%. UNI 9 of 17. The difference is 4 of those 9 for the Panthers have been threes.
Washburn bothered by Davis.
He's been off his shooting game, but he's really been making plays for his teammates and getting on the glass. And he's the one who has defended Daniel House for a lot of the game as well.
House still scoreless. Averages 16 a game, and he's on the bench right now.
And there's the double team on the catch on Davis, which is different from the way they're guarding him to start.
Collins nails the 3 on the kick out from Davis.
They have both Collins and Gilder out there, and Gilder is going to be the one guarding Washburn down here to try and hide House and try to hide Collins a little bit.
Just the 4th made 3 of the game for the Aggies.
That's going to be on Jalen Jones for bumping the cutter. There's that 3. Nobody really near him. Wide open look at it. 46% on the season from 3.
He was the only player on the roster to have played in an NCAA tournament game coming in. And they won it on Friday.
Pretty handily, too. There was not much drama in that game.
A&M's already scored more this half than they had in the first half. Bohannon, back cut. Kick out a little high for Lohaus. Morgan off the look from Carlson.
House falling asleep that time. What a great back cut from the weak side and pass.
Collins on to Daniel House. Gilder down the baseline, draws a foul going to the hoop.
And this is what happens when you spread teams out. Good look inside. Look, there really hasn't been a post presence at all for UNI in this game. But this is what happens as a result of that. Guys can either drive or back cut.
Fouls on Morgan, his third. Morgan misses the first. We're happy to have you here on True TV for basketball, but you should also check out TrueTVIsAthing.com for complete schedules, when to see Shaquille O'Neal, the Carbonaro Effect, latest clips from new episodes of Impractical Jokers, and more. Gilder 1 of 2. Aggies will have to overcome a double-digit deficit in just over 6 minutes if they want to move on.
It's the first time that they've run Carlson into the post, and now he pulls back out to 3. Gotta go.
6 to shoot. Washburn pulls up. Rebound for Morgan. Second chance for the Panthers. Maybe more importantly, a chance to run clock.
And maybe a 1-minute possession right now.
Run the football, run the clock.
Exactly. You know, and there's really didn't seem any sense of urgency, and especially from Collins. He's got the foul issues, and he can't exactly go up and jump Washburn. That was not a good possession.
Hold. Quick, deep 3. House fighting for the rebound. He got it, and a foul on Northern Iowa.
You know, there was 25 seconds left on the shot clock when he pulled up for that 3 way too early, especially when you're not shooting well.
And the foul was on Washburn, his third. Double bonus now. House to the line, still scoreless in the game.
And it's still only a 10. He could chance to make it an 8-point game.
First point for House, who averages 15.6. That leads the Aggies. He is a college basketball nut, though. We talked to him yesterday. I mean, he broke down the whole tournament.
Well, he said the whole team are a bunch of broadcasters. They sit there and...
Scary thought.
And now at least the Aggies a little more active on the defensive end, overplaying cutters. Again, that's going to invite the back cut.
Morgan kick to the corner. Low House, 7 to shoot. Aggies D'ing it up now. Low House, step back. Into the hands of House.
And I saw the bench yelling at him to let him know how much time was on the clock.
House attacks and draws a foul on the floor. That's on Washburn. That's his fourth.
What a dilemma for Ben Jacobson to see. Does he leave him in? It looks like he's going to leave him in there with 4.
Trusting his senior.
3
points in the game now for House, and you can see for Daniel House and the Aggies, there is a sense of urgency with 4:41 left.
Or should be, and that's you know, this is a great way. He's been to the line a couple times. A great way for him to get some sort of rhythm in his offensive game.
Jesperson's going to check back in. 8-2 run for the Aggies. They trail by as many as 15. They've got it to 6. But the Panthers have won in dramatic fashion time and time again to get here. Can Northern Iowa hang on for 4:33?
Hey, Hawk, don't worry, I'll return this later. Empty! Oh, no. Why am I so angry? Oh, you poor sad Hulk. Hold on. Look at those big green eyes.
So I had the assumption when I looked at mortgages financing below 20%, you end up having to pay all these additional costs. So it was nice to not have to go through that with SoFi and to have more options in terms of what I could purchase. I never thought I would be a homeowner in 2015. I thought it was a distant dream. To be able to make that come true is amazing, and it's because of the help I had from SoFi.
Remain in your home to hear an exciting bundle offer.
I'm not going back to co-op.
No one's going back. Put down the remote, Rodney. We're making a break for it. Live TV. No long-term contracts. Cloud-based DVR.
Tell me about the live TV part again.
No, Rodney, but I'll show you.
It's beautiful.
Better TV starts now.
PlayStation.
Ever since Jim signed up for Lowe's personalized lawn care plan, I've been up on my hind legs trying to get a better view of his grass. It's so beautiful. Oh, cramp, cramp. My tiny unicorn legs can't take it.
Now get 20% off Pennington Smart Seed at Lowe's.
All day long, I saw bland boiled hot dogs.
Bang!
Burger King's got a good idea here. Flame grilled hot dogs here.
Introducing Grilled Dogs. Flame grilled to perfection and made with 100% beef. Get them now. Only at Burger King.
Sup?
All right, we all wearing our lucky socks, right?
Check.
Blue cooler?
Check.
Green cooler?
Check.
Rabbit's foot?
I got 4. Wait, the last time we won, we were in different seats.
Good call. Can't believe we almost forgot that.
I was driving last time, but I drove last time. Hey, we're gonna lose.
Best-in-class cargo space plus best-in-class performance. The all-new BMW X1. See your local BMW center today for details.
After all the games are over, Matt Weiner, Seth Davis, Wally Zerbiak, and Kevin Stallings, the Vanderbilt coach, and guitar player like Johnny Dango. They have all the highlights and analysis on Inside March Madness presented by Buick, only on TBS. Panthers by 6, Northern Iowa. Been in the round of 32 3 times in 7 years, including that run to the Sweet 16 when they took out number 1 seed Kansas. To shoot. Just 1 for their last 6, the Panthers. Washburn, 3 to shoot. Washburn, long range, into the hands of House.
Carter, they've been way too slow to get into their offense. I understand running clock, but you have to give yourself a chance to score.
Collins misses the quick 3.
And that's what you get. You get pulled into that too when you're behind, and it's only a 6-point game, but that shot pretty quick in the shot clock.
Morgan needs help. 9 to shoot. Carlson in midcourt. 6 to shoot. Carlson's going to take it himself and drill it.
Yeah, if I'm looking for somebody, I'm UNI. Number 2 is taking shots until he misses.
15 now for Carlson. Caruso, that's a season high for the senior. Billy Kennedy gets a timeout with 3:19. It's a 7-point game. Washburn and Jesperson, they've had their moments. Clint Carlson, Waverly, Iowa. Oh yeah.
Building the only trucks with the best fuel economy, best towing, best torque, and best payload takes guts. Overcoming any obstacle, that's the glory. Get a great deal on the trucks that give you both during Ram Truck Month. Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus up to $2,000 truck month bonus cash on 2016 Ram 1500 trucks.
Down by 2, just under 30 seconds left in regulation. Allen brings it up the court. He dribbles left and passes it to Smith. Smith makes a move to the corner. He's cut off to the lane. He's looking. He finds James slicing in the basket. James shoots, misses. It's tipped back, balls loose. Allen picks it up. 2 defenders around him. Final seconds. Allen pump fakes 3, 2, throws up a desperation 3. Oh, it's good!
official chicken of sports fans. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Honey, did you call the insurance company?
Not yet. I'm folding laundry. Can you?
No, cleaning the windows.
Well, the living room's a disaster.
You should see the bathroom.
Most insurance companies give you every reason to avoid them.
I'm looking for my keys.
Plants need planting.
Well, the leaves aren't going to rake themselves.
Nationwide is different.
Hon, did you call Nationwide to check on our claim?
We put members first.
Actually, they called me.
Nationwide is on your side.
Anybody seen my hammer?
Yep, right here.
You wake up at 6 a.m., start drinking, guilt-free.
We ought to hunt more often.
Take our aggression out on the birds.
I could think of another way to take our aggressions out.
Let's go.
Want
to go to the bar and watch this game?
Let's go to the bar to have fun.
We got no more beer left in the house.
Let's go.
It was happening so fast. Somehow it felt like everything was moving in slow motion. If I didn't react, things could have got messy in a hurry. I mean, I just got that sweet ride with a great rate from Navy Federal. I was not about to let anything happen to her. Just looking out for my wingman. Still in training.
Open to the armed forces, the DoD, and their families. Navy Federal Credit Union.
Maurice Newby. Well, Farouk Manesh, the heroes of March, is past for Northern Iowa. And as we take a look at our Capital One Cup impact performance, Carlson ready for his time.
Yeah, and the biggest ones were the three-pointers, all coming in the second half, too. That last one as the shot clock was running down, and that's the thing that's a little troubling to me right now. I think UNI is playing with a little fire here by running that deep into the clock. I think they should initiate their offense about the 15-minute mark, and 15-second mark, pardon me.
Carlson had a career-high 17 in the Missouri Valley Championship game, 15 in this one. Hogue, bailout foul.
Well, they're still now they're 2 shy of putting them in the penalty. UNI, a team that usually doesn't foul, has 11 in this half.
So Aggies have one more foul to give.
More importantly, another fresh 30 seconds to work with.
House going for the steal. There's the last foul to give. Billy Kennedy makes it clear to House that's not what he wanted them to do.
Yeah, it was Morgan early in this game. He hasn't scored in a while, but Carlson has picked up the slack.
No more fouls. Now they put the Panthers in the bonus. Into Carlson again. Now Jesperson. 9 to shoot. Carlson off the bounce. Through contact, play on. House has it. Aggies down 7 with 2:30.
And they were just, Westman was trying to get the basketball, but Collins was in an all-out denial at the end of the clock.
So Caruso, one of the Aggie seniors, attacks. Kicks to the corner. Air ball. Hogue taken away by Washburn.
Washburn, great steal that time. And that's what happens when you bring the ball down as a big guy. Bring the guards into play.
2 minutes from the Sweet 16. Gilder reaches in.
Yeah, and that's the penalty now for the rest of the game. Here's what happened. It was a three that was airmailed, and Hogue right there, but great steal from behind by Washburn. He hasn't had a great shooting night, but he's got a chance, and this is 1-1, so the first one is the critical one.
10 assists to go with that line for Wes Washburn. And solid defense.
And 6 rebounds, too. So he's been doing it all. And that's a sign of a great player, great leader, when you're not shooting the ball well, doing other things to help your team.
One of the 3 seniors for the Panthers. Chance to write their names in the Northern Iowa March glory. Caruso lost it. Hogue couldn't hang on.
Yeah. I mean, that's all that UNI has to do right now, defend without fouling, and Caruso picking up the foul, maybe one out of frustration. See the play right there, and it's just he's done so much in this game, but maybe trying to do a little bit too much on that play.
1-1 again. Back to a double-digit lead with 1:40. Northern Iowa closing in on a trip to Anaheim.
And this was not like the other night where it took against Texas where it took a Hail Mary. I mean, they've really been in control of this game right from the start. First half due to the cold shooting by the Aggies.
A team that on January 26th was 10-11. They won the Missouri Valley Tournament as a 4 seed. This would be 14 wins in 15 games to reach the Sweet 16.
And that guy right there, Ben Jacobson, their coach, said it was really the seniors who came together and took ownership of what was going on. They didn't want it to slip away and have that be the end of their season, and they really took a leadership role, and that's when the season turned around.
We asked Jacobson about the Friday night win compared to that victory over 1 seed Kansas. He said, in that game, it's like nobody gave us a chance against Kansas, and we pulled the impossible. He said, we felt confident going into that Texas game.
This is almost like Gonzaga 2.0, what this program is turning into, or has turned into.
They've advanced in the NCAA tournament 3 of the last 7 years, so this is no longer Panthers shocking the world in March.
Well, if it was touched, some time has to come off the clock. There was no time off the.
Jamie lucky to take a look, and you have correctable timing error is another one of those situations where they can go to the monitor.
Yeah, it'll take 1 second off. The fact was that if it was touched, the clock should have started.
There you go.
And I like the fact that look where they're lining up. They're giving themselves a lot of opportunities to receive, and Morgan wide open. Smart decision. He could have taken that ball to the lane, and just a bad turnover right there.
Giving the Aggies a little chance. 1:23 and a 9-point game. So Northern Iowa, they had the win over Texas, but look at how they've done against teams from Lone Star State, including the Lumberjacks. They had a great year. Caruso. Washburn couldn't hang on to it. Loose ball into the hands of Morgan and the Panthers. He covers up, forces the Aggies to foul, and a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, it's a wise idea to not just throw the ball like he did the last time. He held on to it, drew the foul, 79% free throw shooter. And getting a little bit of a rest down the other end. I wonder if he's hurt.
He's holding on to his left knee a little bit, like he might have bumped it.
We're going to see. I think they're going to sub for him. This is big because he's the guy who Ben Jacobson relies on to take the ball in and out of bounds plays, especially in the last minute of the game.
And they're chanting Matt Bohannon right now. Panther fans, they have been terrific.
I couldn't tell if he was a cramp or if he just banged his knees. He's in some considerable pain on the bench.
Morgan gets the front end.
And they have, Panthers have been perfect down the stretch at the free throw line.
Back to an 11-point lead with 1:11 to go. Jones for 3. Cuts it to 8. with 1:02 left to go in Oklahoma City. Both teams double bonus. Northern Iowa up 8. Matt Bohannon stretched it out and then sprinted back into the Northern Iowa huddle.
You know there was no way, unless it was something dramatic, that it was going to keep him out of the last minute of this game. And here again, you see he'll be
on the end of the bench now.
I don't know if Ben Jacobson waved him off. He looked like he wanted to play.
Timeout, Lowhouse. And we'll see if Bohannon gets back in to handle it.
Do you have to go?
I really do, sweetie.
How long will you be gone, Mommy?
Probably a week, hopefully longer.
I have a nervous stomach.
I'm sorry, guys.
This isn't fair.
Bye. Bye.
Miss you. Why can't we watch the game? Because Daddy went to art school.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
Catch all the action at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Mike Worth explaining again why Matt Bohannon's so critical to be on the floor right now.
Well, he's the guy who takes the ball inbounds, and that's who Jacobson has complete trust in. And he looked like he wanted to get back in, but the key thing is now that he can't. Wyatt Lowhouse can't run. Oh, he can't.
Another timeout, so we get it into Morgan. Morgan covers up. In the hands of Jesperson. Caruso, that may have been an accidental foul to put Jesperson on the line.
They're still, he was still, every time they work on that leg, wincing. And I think, he came sprinting in and he wanted to be in the game so badly, but I think Ben Jacobson kind of waved him back and said, you need to go sit down and check out and make sure everything's okay. But they've been terrific at the free throw line down the stretch.
Jesperson, who spent a couple years at Virginia, then transferred back, said one of the funnest parts about hitting that buzzer beater on Friday was hearing from all of his former teammates with the Cavaliers.
Still keeps in touch with Malcolm Brogdon, and he texts a lot. Virginia getting to the Sweet 16 as well.
Northern Iowa trying to join them. Trosha Morelos misses. Morgan has it. Another foul given. 44 seconds and a double-digit lead for the Panthers, and the Northern Iowa fans feel it.
And there are some Aggie fans heading to the exit right now. Well, what a story. I mean, Carter, what if you'd gone to Ben Jacobson at 10 and 11 and said, is this a Sweet 16 team? An amazing turnaround. A testament to him and his players.
When you talk about the quality wins, Iowa State and Stephen F. Austin, and of course North Carolina, 2 over Wichita State. So they've proven themselves against big opponents, but that lull about halfway through the season, safe to say that's over. This will be 14 out of 15.
And a great defensive job. Another offensive rebound there, but they are switching everything out on the perimeter to try to deny three-point shots.
Desperation time for the Aggies. Timeout Northern Iowa. That's their last timeout. 31.1. Panthers closing in.
Every insurance policy has a number. But not every insurance company understands the life behind it. For those who've served and the families who've supported them, we offer our best service in return. USAA, we know what it means to serve. Get an insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
Getting unlimited data for your family is a struggle. Other carriers either don't offer it or it's too expensive. Not T-Mobile. Introducing the best data plan ever. Get 3 lines of unlimited 4G LTE data for just $50 each and get a 4th line free. Yep, we'll give you a 4th line at no extra cost. So tell those other guys you're done worrying about data. Get 3 lines of unlimited data for $50 each and a 4th line on us. Hurry, only at T-Mobile.
Well, Kurt Warner's smiling, but he's also pacing a bit nervously with 31.1, while the disappointed Aggies, you understand why SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey made the recent hire, Mike Tranghese, to try and bolster men's basketball, because SEC's not going to have a team in the Sweet 16.
Well, you got to, and it's a tough place to take the ball out of bounds. You have no timeouts left. Trosha Morales on the ball.
Aggies get it back. Looking for a miracle. House lays it in.
And that's Billy Kennedy burns their last timeout. And that's House's first basket of the game.
This is what precision feels like. Magnetic Ride Control actively monitors road conditions 1,000 times per second to deliver a comfortable ride.
1,000 times, huh?
Yep, per second.
How about that?
This is the new, meticulously crafted 2016 Sierra Denali from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade. Now, during the GMC Pro Grade event, get nearly $8,300 total value when you trade up to the specially equipped 2016 Sierra Crew Cab SLT.
Panthers making their 8th NCAA tournament appearance, their 2nd straight. And they're closing in on the Sweet 16 for the 2nd time in school history. And they will, if they move on to Anaheim, will face the Oklahoma Sooners.
Yep, and one Mr. Heald, who put on as fine an offensive performance and a half as I've seen in a long time, sitting there with 7 points in the first 20 minutes.
Started their conference 2-6.
But, you know, you look at that program, they've got 8 wins as a double-digit seed, the most in the last 10 years of anybody.
Trying to join Gonzaga and Syracuse as double-digit seeds in the Sweet 16.
And you can run the baseline, so that's an advantage.
No timeouts either side. Jesperson throws it in. Jones dunks it down. And can the Aggies pull off a miracle in Oklahoma City? Lohaus tosses it in, out of bounds. It will be Aggie basketball with 21.7.
And Jacobson is looking down the bench in agony, just wishing that Bohannon is obvious that he can't come back in the game right now.
Bohannon, the senior, who handles it late. Knee injury, he's on the end of the Panther bench. And
this came dangerously close to being a 5-second call as well. And that was, I think what the call is going to be, it wasn't touched, so it should be right back underneath.
That's exactly right. So similar to that 1/10 of a second that came off, that 1/10 of a second goes right back. 2/10 of a second to 22 seconds because the ball was not touched. Bohannon desperately trying to get that left leg straightened out to try and get back on the floor to help his team.
And the people at home and people watching, they say, well, how big of a difference does it make for the inbounder? It's the most critical part of the whole thing right now. The decisions that he makes and then getting the ball delivered to somebody, and that's why Bohannon is such a big part that's missing in this endgame situation.
Especially with no timeouts.
Yep.
Panthers fans want that review to keep going to try and give Bohannon a little more treatment to get back out there.
And rather than a sideline out of bounds, this is an underneath out of bounds because the ball wasn't touched.
Aggies have cut it to 6 with 22 seconds.
I think still time to just attack the basket, score 2.
House tries the three and drills it. Daniel House has pulled the Aggies within 3. Jesperson will inbounds.
Great
the
play.
home run to Carlson for the dunk. Back to a 2-possession game. And now another stoppage again. There's no timeouts. They have another review here to deal with the timing.
Well, I think the argument is that the clock doesn't start until it's touched. And it looks like, how many 4 seconds went off? So there should be some time put back on the clock. We're looking as this play unfolds, you see the shot clock down on the side. Or the real clock. It never moved, it didn't start. And then it went.
So again, there's no timeouts, but because of these reviews and the clock timing errors, both are getting a chance with their coaches. And the Panthers are fingers crossed that Bohannon can somehow get healthy and get back out there.
And they do have a timer over there, so they can watch the play, determine how much time should have gone off the clock, and then add that back.
We have two of college basketball's best, Jamie Lucky and Brian Dorsey over there to try and sort it out.
So you start now, and then time to play for when it goes through.
The Panthers led this game by 11.
And there's the timer that's trying to figure out exactly how much time should have gone off the clock on the catch.
With 1:11 left, it was Panthers by 11, and now with 18.1.
But that was a heads-up play by Jesperson to throw it over the top of everything. And, once again, Carlson has come up huge in this game.
And Ben Jacobson making that change on the inbound from the sophomore Lowhouse to put it back in the hands of one of his seniors. 17.9 on the clock. And again, another break. Bohannon still not out there for the Panthers.
And I think this is a smart play that UNI pushing up a little bit so you don't get that roll it to half court and then start the clock. They're going to make them inbound it right now and run some time.
Caruso, still a 2-possession game. Caruso, finger roll, counted, a foul with 11.8.
You can't even be near this guy right here. And I don't know what Jesperson was saying. It looked like he was trying to get out of the way.
The fourth on Jesperson. A chance at a 3-point play to cut it to 2. One minute of game time ago. Northern Iowa led by 11. And now it's a 2-point game.
Well, you got to be slow taking the ball out of bounds and be strong coming to it.
Washburn trapped in the corner. No timeouts for the Panthers. So Washburn throws it into the hands of the Aggies. Gilder lays it in. Tie game 71 with 1.9 seconds left. From 11 down in just over a minute, it's even at 71.
I am stunned at what I've seen in the last minute. And they're going over and looking at the clock, and these reviews, both of these teams are out of timeouts, and it gives them a chance to draw up a play. And it's the worst place to receive the ball is deep in the corner right there. You've got to get into the middle of the floor. I don't know that there's going to be much time added or subtracted on that.
Tie game 1.9, and yet it's Northern Iowa ball, and the buzzer-beating Panthers are going to have another chance.
Well, the difference this time is they didn't get the luxury of taking the ball inbounds immediately.
A 14-2 run in 31 seconds.
The guy who hit the home run the other night is taking the ball out of bounds now.
Can the Panthers pull off another miracle at the buzzer? Jesperson into the hands of Washburn. The three-quarter court heave from Washburn. And we go to overtime. Tied at 71. The Aggies down 11 with just over a minute to go. Storm back, OT in OKC.
Wow, and there are some upset Aggie fans, I bet, who bailed on this team early. There were a lot of people heading to the exits. I hope there was a re-entry allowed.
Northern Iowa, so much drama in March, but it's the Aggies who pull the stunner to send it to OT. That bucket ties it at 71, and now it's on to overtime.
It isn't always easy to know where you stand financially. Multiple accounts, investments, insurance. It can leave you wondering how it all fits together. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you see your whole picture, find out what you truly want, and then together we design a plan to go get it. There's a confidence that comes in knowing what financial security is and doing what it takes to achieve it. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
Didn't think I'd be saying this. Overtime presented by Buffalo Wild Wings.
I don't think I've ever seen a comeback like this in this short. They were up 12 with 44 seconds to go, but then 4 consecutive turnovers. House finally came alive a little bit. And the problem is where they're catching the ball. Twice as they tried to take it off, that one was just thrown out of bounds. And then Washington just got buried in the corner. As euphoric as the UNI fans were just 44 seconds ago and Friday night, and they're just stunned over there. I'm looking at the crowd.
In the last 33 seconds, a 14-2 run. Northern Iowa led by 12 points with 44 seconds with a Sweet 16 on the line. And now it's into overtime between the Panthers and the Aggies.
Remember, each team gets a timeout in the overtime. And how about this? 22 points in the first half for the Aggies, 49 in the second 20.
Last overtime game for the Panthers was in the semifinals in the Missouri Valley Conference when they beat Wichita State to keep this dream run alive. Aggies lost in overtime to Kentucky. Second chance here.
Well, they did the right thing. They're finally Carlson go right, and he tried to make a tough shot. Fortunately, got a second possession.
Panthers have won their last 2 games on buzzer beaters. Caruso nearly got the steal. Tom McCarthy shows some nice hands. A stunner to get it here, and the 12th man behind the Aggies here in Oklahoma City. 9 to shoot. Washburn guarded by the freshman Gilder. 4 to shoot. Jesperson has it. Jesperson has to heave it. Air ball, shot clock violation.
Well, actually, UNI benefits to that, and I hate that rule because they have to blow the whistle, and it negates a fast break for A&M. 5th turnover since the 44-second mark, headed in, and then plus overtime.
House attacks. And one. Aggies lead. in overtime.
After going 0 for 9 for the game, he's made his last 3 shots, and Washburn is fouled out. So now you're minus Washburn and Bohannon.
2 of the 3 seniors for Northern Iowa, but guess who's coming back?
Yeah, not quite Willis Reed-like, but Bohannon coming off the bench and getting back in the game.
So Washburn fouls out. Matt Bohannon, who was on the bench with a knee injury for that critical last stretch, into the game with 3:43 in overtime, but now the Panthers trailing. Daniel House, first points of the game, came with 5:14 to go in regulation.
The only thing I can remember that comes close to that last minute is the Duke game at Maryland, down 10 and winning it in regulation.
Jay Williams come back.
Yep.
Now it's Daniel House's turn. Morgan hits the 3, even again at 74.
Yeah, they'd gone away from him for a while. I mean, he was the catalyst offensively in the first half.
House. Trosa Morales with the rebound. Back to Caruso. House has come alive. Jalen Jones. Bad miss into the hands of the Panthers.
I mean, at this point, Morgan and Carlson have been your most reliable guys. They've got to be the go-to guys down the stretch, especially with Washburn out.
Morgan. Aggies will have a chance to regain the lead with 2:34 in OT. Stunning. Down 12 with 44 seconds in regulation. Chance to regain the lead in OT. Jones. Way off. Back into the Panthers' hands.
Wow, this Morales is calling for the ball. Settling again. A&M cannot settle for jump shots in this situation.
What the Aggies did early to dig themselves a hole.
They've got to get stuff going to the basket. Put some pressure on the referees to make a call.
Jesperson. Straight away. Jesperson again. The hero from Friday puts the Panthers on top.
You know, the body language wasn't good for UNI coming out for that jump ball in overtime, but a little life right now.
House attacks.
There we go. And there are no rim protectors out there for the Panthers.
$16 points in 9 minutes for Daniel House. Morgan banks it in.
Why not? He's been incredible in this game, coming in averaging only 10 points a game. He's got 30.
Less than a minute to go in OT. Everybody wants to be the hero in Oklahoma City. House ties it again.
And then Billy Kennedy, he burns the one timeout that he has.
52 seconds. I think actually this may be another review to see whether it's a 2 or a 3.
That was definitely, that's not even close. Yeah, that's not even close.
So they'll double check again on the monitor review just to make sure. So again, House didn't score in the game until 5:14. It is a 3. And now 19 points in the last 5:14 of regulation in overtime for Daniel House.
There's the look, and he was clearly behind the line. And if you're Morgan, you came really close to making it a 4-point play. Very dangerous.
Bohannon will inbound. Teams still have the one timeout.
The 4th overtime in NCAA play for the Aggies. They're 1-2 in those games.
Wyatt Lohaus brings it up. Washburn's fouled out.
How about Coach Morales guarding Lohaus?
4 flat for Lohaus. 10 to shoot. 5 to shoot. Lohaus straight away. Wyatt Lohaus, Panthers on top. Shot clock is turned off. Caruso attacks, gets the quick 2. 1-point game. Billy Kennedy will use his timeout.
Yep.
With Dad Brad rooting him on, Wyatt Lohaus, the biggest shot of his Panther career.
Ah, greetings, neighbor. Neighbor boy.
Yeah, so we're just bringing your son home. He really loves our wireless DirecTV receiver.
He should know better. We're settlers. We settle for cable. But let us repay you for your troubles. Fresh milk for the journey home?
We live right there.
Salted meats?
No, thank you.
Hats then.
Don't be a settler. Get a $100 reward card when you switch to DirecTV.
All day long, I saw bland boiled hot dogs.
Bang!
Burger King's got a good idea here.
Flame grilled hot dogs, hey!
Introducing Grilled Dogs, flame grilled to perfection and made with 100% beef. Get them now, only at Burger King.
I love you, 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 I love you.
No one likes a clinger. That's why I use the American Standard Vormex flushing system. It cleans 2 times better than conventional toilets.
It's clean.
In the Missouri Valley Tournament championship game, it was Wes Washburn for the win with the friendly roll. Buzzer beater number 1 to move them on to the NCAA tournament. Friday night, Jesperson from the March Madness logo in midcourt. Back-to-back buzzer-beating game winners for Northern Iowa to move on to the second round. The Aggies got it to overtime, but now Bohannon to inbound.
And they got to keep it out of the corners. Good job by Morgan coming to the basketball.
José Morelos with the foul.
I still think there's enough time here that you don't have to go for the tie and the 3 if you're Texas A&M. That he makes both of these, and it's a 3-point game. You can come down, you can still attack the basket, get a quick 2 and extend, maybe get a 3-point play.
Misses the first. The shot from Lohaus, his first made shot of the game. Right. One of 2, 2-point game. Texas A&M does not have a timeout.
Well, now if you're Billy Kennedy, we had this discussion. Should you go for the tie or the win? He said he'd go for the tie.
Caruso, the senior from College Station, brings it up. Back to Caruso, 10 seconds. Looking for Davis on the post. Caruso takes it, ties it at 83 with 5.9.
Plenty of time to get the ball up the floor.
Into Jesperson. Jesperson, are you kidding me? Missed it this time. Oh, that close from Alex Caruso.
Carter, I don't know if he had a lot. He could have taken a couple extra dribbles and made that a shorter shot. It's madness.
And there's more of it on the way from Oklahoma City.
Sup.
All right, we all wearing our lucky socks, right?
Check.
Blue cooler?
Check.
Green cooler?
Check.
Rabbit's foot?
I got 4. Wait, the last time we won, we were in different seats.
Good call.
Can't believe we almost forgot that.
I was driving last time, but I drove last time. Okay, we're gonna lose.
Best-in-class cargo space plus best-in-class performance. The all-new BMW X1. See your local BMW center today for details.
In 1980, Texas A&M won in double overtime over North Carolina to make it to the Sweet 16. The Aggies in double OT again, and it's Caruso who gets them there.
Well, you know, it's been him and Morgan. They've been spectacular in the roles of lifting their team up. Now, credit Daniel House. Daniel House, he finally came alive and has scored in bunches like I've never seen before. He's at 19 right now. He was 0 of 9 heading into the last 2 minutes of the game.
Caruso, the last time the Aggies made it to the Sweet 16, he was in the stands watching AC Law get him there. Texas A&M was down 12 with 44 seconds to play. Incredible comeback to get it to OT. And now into double overtime. House follows his miss. And Daniel House back into the hands of Caruso.
And Morgan upset with himself because after that shot, he didn't block out House, and that allowed him to get the offensive rebound.
Jones. Yanked by Jeremy Morgan. House and Carlson get tangled up. Play on. Washburn's fouled out, the point guard for Northern Iowa.
Which tells you that if it's a choice of tying or winning the game, UNI is going to go for the win if it's in that situation at the end.
9 to shoot here. Morgan, step back on Jones. Caruso boards it. 8 rebounds for Caruso.
Let's see who's got the legs out there to make 3-pointers in a double overtime.
Into the post, Jones turns it over.
So a miss and a turnover for him in the first couple of possessions.
And Gilder fouls Morgan on the floor. Both teams double bonus.
Let's not overlook Gilder's contribution since he's come into the game too. 9 points for him. Some good defense.
So Morgan to the line. His dad Michael played at Iowa. His mom Chris at Drake.
Double-double for him. Not only the 31 points, but the 12 rebounds.
The free throw miss. Morgan had a couple big threes late in St. Louis in the semis in the final Missouri Valley Conference tournament. 11 seed Northern Iowa took out Texas on Friday. Now trying to finish out the Aggies at Texas A&M in double overtime.
Caruso's got a little size on Lowhouse. Wonder if he uses it.
Misses the three. Jones, step back. He went and got it.
Puts his man underneath the basket.
Back to Lowhouse, 10 to shoot. The sophomore crossing over, has to give it up late to Morgan. Long three, fight for the rebound, loose ball, foul, and it's gonna be a foul on Carlson, so Aggie ball with 2:36.
They're gonna be shooting free throws right now, and it's only the second, but look at Jones just going right over the top of Jefferson. He beat him off the floor. Great putback.
The foul was on Jesperson, and that is his 5th. So Washburn and Jesperson, 2 of the 3 seniors, have now both fouled out for Northern Iowa.
You know, you lose a shooter, but they're going to come back with Cook for size and rebounding.
So Jesperson will not have a third chance to win it with a half-court heave. Made one on Friday.
There are 4 other UNI players with 3 personal fouls. Nobody with 4.
And they only have 9, so the numbers game starting to add up for Northern Iowa.
Yeah, Gilder solid at 71% from the line.
Gilder gets the first. Texas A&M, a 14-2 run in the last 33 seconds of regulation to force overtime. And now Gilder puts him up 3 in double overtime with 2:36.
Right, and where would they be if Bohannon wasn't able to come back into this game?
They'd be without a senior on the floor.
Yeah, and Lowhouse going to call a timeout.
2:27. Aggies improbably.
You live for March. That's why AT&T's network lets you stream the action all month long, when and where you need it.
Setting screens and opening up the offense. The senior has finally stepped up.
So you feel like you're part of the game. From just about anywhere.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
This network, the network of...
Greg Gumbel in New York with a tournament update. This is how it wound down in St. Louis. Bronson Koenig, 2 seconds to play out of the corner. Wisconsin over Xavier, 66-63. Carter.
Here in Oklahoma City, who knows how this one's going to end. Double overtime, 87-84. Aggies over the Panthers.
You know, I think for Ben Jacobson right now, that was more of a, if you got the carryover as a timeout from the first overtime, so that was more to just get his players a rest, I think. You just give them a blow, let them collect their thoughts. Be interested to see what kind of shot they look at here.
The Aggies scored only 22 first half points. They were down double digits at the half. They were down double digits with 44 seconds in the game. The 2-seed Oklahoma has moved on to Anaheim in the West region. And the win earlier today here in Oklahoma City. Will it be the Panthers or the Aggies who join them in the Sweet 16? Seven to shoot. Lowhouse for 3. Short. Aggie basketball into the hands of Caruso.
Yeah, right on the line, though, and you can just see the legs are going on these shooters, and you got to get something in the lane.
Robert Kennard is into the game. He's played in only 11 games all year.
Got him on Gilder.
Jones misses, and then foul called? Believe so.
Yes.
Going for the strip.
That's Morgan's 4th. I'm sorry, they're going to call it on Bohannon.
But that is his 4th. His fellow seniors Jesperson and Washburn have already fouled out. 2 shots here for Jones to make it a 2-possession game. This is stunning.
Again, it goes back to fundamentals and inbounding the ball against pressure and where to get it to and making decisions. And, 12-point lead with 44 seconds, you got to salt that one away. I mean, that's...
And yet there's still a minute 42. If we've learned anything in this game this weekend in Oklahoma City, you never know. House fouls with 9 seconds on the shot clock. stops it at a minute 25 and puts Morgan on the line.
Yeah, they cleared it out, put everybody along the baseline, and with Washburn out, Morgan's been the guy. And that's the fourth personal foul on House now.
Morgan 33 in the game. The average is 10. Gets them both. 2-point game. Still a lot of time.
Yeah, and who would have thought that A&M would have been in a position to run clock? They're going to give him, they're going to give Caruso, it looks like a couple screens.
Into Gilder's hands, 7 to shoot. House has it. Less than a minute to go in double OT. House takes it and makes it again. Danuel House has led the shocking comeback for Texas A&M.
I mean, for 39 minutes, just a couple of points.
Morgan isolated. Misses the long 2. Loose ball. Aggie basketball. Jones has it. He's fouled. And the Aggies 36 point away from a miraculous win to get to the Sweet 16.
Here's the look, and it's just been a different guy for most of the game to the end, last minute and 2 overtimes. But as we've learned at the end of the game, this is like 5 minutes, 37 seconds.
Hey, it's a 4-point game here. The Aggies were down 12 with 44 seconds in regulation. Still a 4-point game.
Regardless of what he does, it's going to be a 2-possession game, but you certainly give him a lot more breathing room.
Missed them both. 4-point game.
Still time, attack the rim.
Morgan almost turned it over, got it back, and he gets fouled, stopping the clock at 28.5. Jalen Jones fouls out.
They're still in a position, you got 2 free throws, 2 points. You still have to foul as quickly as you can.
And how about Kennard coming right back into the game for Northern Iowa, the sophomore who played all of 30 minutes the entire season until he's called on in double overtime. 28.5, still a 2-possession game.
Yeah, still a 2-possession game, but you go up and you knock these 2 down and then get a free throw or make these 2, get a quick foul. Hope for a miss down the other end and turn into a 1-possession game.
Morgan got it.
That's another one. I can't remember a guy scoring this much above his average. He's 24 points above his average right now.
Bohannon, Jesperson, and Washburn all on the Northern Iowa bench, so the Panthers are without their 3 big seniors. Kennard checks back in. Jesperson and Washburn both have fouled out. Bohannon still dealing with the sore knee, and he has 4 personal fouls. 28.5. Still got more drama.
Before the band separated over unknown creative differences, and reunited 3 decades later for a tour that sold out in 3 minutes. And your Cisco Hybrid Cloud handled millions of ticket orders without breaking a sweat. Before all of this, the experts at CDW orchestrated a Cisco Hybrid Cloud solution. Scalability by Cisco, orchestration by CDW.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Two of the three Northern Iowa seniors have fouled out. Washburn and Jesperson. Bohannon has 4. Jones is out of the game. Caruso and House, who have led the comeback effort for A&M. Both 4 points. 28.5 to go. Aggie ball.
If you want to funnel it to somebody, it's got to be Trosha Morella. It's only 49% from the line. A little surprised in the game right now.
And House. Aggies have a timeout. Caruso breaks
way too much time going off the clock.
And now the foul given by Carlson. A 21.1.
That was probably an extra 6 seconds that went off that shouldn't have. There should have been a foul on the catch.
And DJ Hogue to the line. The freshman who won the state title at Plano West High School. He won it with a buzzer beater.
Yeah, it's a different deal now, and there's nobody on the line right now for Texas A&M.
Aggies have missed their last 3 free throws.
So based on this, Carter, I still say rush it up the floor, get a layup based on what their free throw shooting has been.
Gets the second 3-point game. The buzzer-beating Panthers. Less than 20 seconds to go. Morgan attacks, fades, missed it. Loose ball, House runs it down. House is fouled, and he will head to the free throw line.
Well, just one make about does, but really tough shot that time. You don't know how much Morgan has left in him. He's just carried this team offensively. And very close. House did a good job of catching up with that loose ball.
22 for House. All of them in the last 5 minutes of regulation and overtime. Left that one short. Still a 2-possession game. Panthers have to hurry. Morgan's going to take the 3. Air ball out of bounds. 3 seconds left. Aggie basketball.
Yeah, it's just gassed right now. And the Aggie fans are going crazy. They never thought this was even possible with 44 seconds to go.
The Aggie season was over. 44 seconds left in regulation, and now they're on to the Sweet 16 in Anaheim. A sweet comeback for Texas A&M.
I've never seen a 44 seconds like that, Carter, ever. I'm sitting there thinking that the game's over, but it just, again, I'll touch on that point. It goes back to getting the ball inbounds and getting it in the right places to the right people, and there was just too much. The A&M, to their credit, didn't give up. And they earned that first overtime with forcing the turnovers, and then all of a sudden Daniel House comes to life.
So the magical run for Northern Iowa ends in double overtime, 92-88. The Aggies over the Panthers, so the matchup is set Thursday in Anaheim. The 3-seed Aggies against the 2-seed Sooners. Jamie is with Texas A&M head coach Billy Kennedy.
Carter, thanks so much. Coach, I'm not really sure where to begin with this one, but let's start with, 44 seconds left in regulation. How did you guys come back?
To God be the glory. That's all I can tell you. That's a blessed win. And our guys fought hard through some adversity. We beat a very good team, and we got some breaks. And just thank you. Thankful. That's all I can say. God has blessed us for this win. They got blessed last game. We got blessed this game.
I guess it was your turn. Daniel House. I mean, nothing offensively until the end.
We fought hard and we started going to him, and you could see the belief in their faces. Just proud of them for believing.
All right, Coach, we'll get House in here too. Coach, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the win. Danielle, how are you feeling right now, by the way? Should I get down here? We're a little gassed, aren't we?
I'm a little gassed, but I'm excited. We haven't been to the Sweet 16. This is my first time, and getting a chance to go compete in the Sweet 16 with my brothers, I'm just so happy.
And you should be. 44 seconds left in regulation. This is a 12-point game. Explain to me what got you going? How did you turn it on like that?
We just wanted to step up the intensity. We looked at each other and said, give it your all. We had a preacher come in for our pregame meal and said, if you don't do one thing today, leave it all on the floor. And I told my brothers in the huddle, I'm going to give them everything, stops, defensive rebounds, points if they need it. We just got to leave it all on the floor for one another.
I think you guys left it all on the floor and then some. What does this tell you about the grit and resiliency of this team?
Like I said earlier, like if people been paying attention to us earlier, we some fighters. We just wanted a chance, and we're going to compete at a hard level because coaches did a fantastic job by getting our motors going, and that we just never going to give up on a play.
Number 2, Oklahoma. Number 3, Texas A&M, and you guys will be facing one of the top players in the nation in Buddy Hield. What's the process to defend him?
Buddy's a tremendous player. I played against him in AAU. He's done a good job, him and his coach, leading this team. It should be a fun game. That's all I'm going to say, a fun game.
Danielle, you and your teammates are headed to the Sweet 16. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Carter.
Billy Kennedy told us yesterday, despite his health issues, I'm living the dream every day. And what a dream come true for the Aggies.
I'm stunned. I'm stunned at that last minute, and congratulations for Texas A&M and for Billy Kennedy. What an unprecedented, unbelievable comeback.
An all-time March moment for the Aggies. For Mike Jaminski and Jamie Maggio, I'm Carter Blackburn saying so long from Oklahoma City. The Aggies are on to the Sweet 16 with a tremendous comeback. They win at 92-88, double overtime. Now we send you on to Ernie in the studio.
Thank you, Carter, and our jaws are all on the floor. 92-88, Texas A&M, double overtime. A winner over UNI, and now they get Oklahoma in the Sweet 16. What an incredible game, especially where Texas A&M came from in that game. 22 first-half points on 22% shooting, down 12 with 44 seconds to go in the game.
Ernie, never seen anything like it. These are college kids, so I'm not going to kill them.